We are back. Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to episode 10.1 of the Solar Coalition Saga with GM Greg. We are currently on just arriving at the skiffs counter so that Bob can meet with a business guy for something. Odin and everyone else is sitting at a table somewhere.
I'm sure there's somebody in this bar that's sitting in the corner trying to look mysterious, so people approach him and whatnot.
And then every tavern?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably make a tavern at some point where there's gonna be a mysterious stranger sitting in the corner, and it's just a scarecrow. And it's like the town's mascot because every tavern needs a shady, mysterious character in the corner.
They put bets on who thinks it's a real person and tries to approach him. That's great, actually. Alright, so, Sam, because you and most of the other NPCs are already in the building, about 30 minutes after you come in, you've gotten food by this point, whatever you want. You do see Bob enter alongside this very fine suit, little bow tie, very tall helmet sort of thing. Looks a bit like Enzo, honestly, wearing this like lavish sort of high-collared cape, flanked on both sides by guards like these who take up positions at the door pretty much just as security guards. Enzo sort of the guy sort of waves you over to this table right here.
Okay. So, what kind of business were you thinking about?
Oh, well, me...
You know who I am.
I am well aware of who you are.
I don't know much of anything about you.
I try to keep it that way. I'm a connoisseur of many different niceties of the world. It's a big patch of space out there.
So you're a gourmet.
In terms of collecting things. You might call me a bit of a... well, I suppose collector is the right term. But I tend to try to keep things that not a lot of people would really have much use for or want in my possession. And it seems that something that I had, that I had forgotten about, honestly, would actually be very valuable to you.
I'm interested.
You see some shuffling underneath his cape, and he pulls out pretty much a card. This sort of block of plastic with a thin card coming out of it. Sets it down, slides it over to you. There is should be a 22nd century security key card. On it is a homing beacon with a location on Earth. I've sent many of my people down to see what it is attached to, and in the searches that I've produced, I found something of a vault.
Interesting.
Long ago, containing what I assume to be materials that you would find yourselves very interested in.
Sounds very interesting.
Many things that not too many people have uses for these days, other than, say, your competitors. There are plenty of archival footage and media, as it would be. Pre-media wars, so this is very old school.
Fantastic. And what would you be wanting in exchange for this valuable piece of information and salvage?
Well, on top of just money, I would be content with information, even. You find anything beyond your area of expertise, any relics, any lost treasures, perhaps. Space is a large place. Even if it's an old derelict ship out in space, I'd be willing to take it off your hands for a fine price.
So you want to be my broker?
Essentially. If you want to, you can make a perception check of this key card.
Well, first I want to do an intuition check.
Like an insight check?
Insight, yeah.
Yeah.
And I roll shit. 10.
This guy's being honest. Being very friendly.
Or at least as far as I could tell.
Yeah, as far as you can tell. He's
All right.
not being hostile. He's not trying to be condescending. He's trying to keep up this sort of mysterious visage.
Dirty 20.
on the perception roll for the key card.
Yep.
As you grab it, you just sort of hold it. There's not a lot of markings on it other than like basically a barcode, some little bumps and indents. And as you're looking at it, you sort of turn it, and as you turn it one way, you see not carved, but like designed into the sort of plastic like handle area of this key card is a logo. It's this sort of crescent-shaped line with what looks like maybe a city underneath it, or some large structure with these strange bits of text written in maybe another language that's very curved and fancy looking.
Oh,
On a
fuck.
dirty 20, you know exactly what that logo is. This is a keycard to a lost Disney vault on Earth.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Not gonna lie, the entire Disney archive is a lot.
Especially now.
Yeah, now that's the
Not to
entire
mention where it
Marvel
was in the
collection.
future.
And as I assume this realization dawns upon you, it says yes, and people talk about the media wars and how so much was lost or destroyed, especially the vaults. Those terrible terrorist attacks. One thing that's interesting about these cards, though, and you realize there's this sort of little bubble light on it. It's bright blue. Light's still blue, means it's an untouched vault. No damages, nothing stolen. My people haven't even broken it open. We've had no reason to.
Interesting. So how much you want for it?
There's a monetary value. Really only valuable to you, my friend. Not a whole lot of other people interested in this sort of thing, and let alone anyone as large as you and your.
So I take it this is So are you saying this is a gift of goodwill
Yes.
for future business?
Gift of goodwill, as someone who has his fingers in a lot of different businesses, especially Earthside. I can recognize talent, and
Thank you.
I can recognize the next big thing, if you will.
That and he's telling you he owns all the businesses on Earth, so that's pretty much what he's doing, is setting you up to start working for him.
Well, butter my biscuit and call me honey.
Can we get
Sounds
this
like a
man
deal.
some biscuits?
I just knew what a biscuit was. That was like 80% of it right there.
Butler like immediately brings over biscuits with butter.
Where's the honey?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. And he runs away. Like, not even a minute later, comes out this like jar with the
I'm already buttering the biscuit.
the honey ladle that has like
The
little
circular
spell.
one.
Yeah,
The
that
circular
thing.
one.
Sets it down.
Yeah. Give it a honey.
Damn good biscuit.
Not bad.
It's good. It's a little dry, but biscuits kind of hard.
A bit more honey.
But yeah, he continues talking. He's just like, this not particularly valuable to me or any of the people I deal with, so I've really just been waiting for the right moment. It was.
I adore dealing with that, which other people find to no longer have value.
I feel as if it's something that will very soon have a copious amount of value, and wanting to perhaps push the right people into place.
So you're getting it on the ground floor.
I'd like to get it to someone who will use it wisely. And my friend, from what you've seen in your travels from near the Mars sector to here, you've produced some very high contact. What's the word I'm looking for?
High value
High,
content.
High-value content.
High value content.
Took me a second
thing,
too.
the kind of thing that people weren't really aware they were missing, because it's been so long since they've had anything like it. And whether it be people I know, people who work for me or myself, people enjoy this.
Yep. And hey, right now, we're doing the classic first taste is free situation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to be monetizing it soon enough. Right now, the advertisers are what's paying for keeping the doors open.
I've seen you have quite a few people on your payroll.
Sure.
Or
Advertisers that.
you're on many other people's payrolls?
So to speak.
Yes, it's very confusing.
Yeah. I offer a service, and I have a great many customers.
Indeed.
And the customers are paying me for use of my service. as such, they make more money, and I'm able to put more content out. But I am thinking of a premium subscription service for those customers that just want a special something or certain things on demand.
Could be highly lucrative, my friend.
Oh, most definitely. So I definitely understand you want to get in on the ground door, and this here would be a
Yes,
very valuable addition to that.
For now, this is simply, I wanted to initiate an initial meeting, and broker peace between our two organizations. I have no need for advertising at the moment, as I have nothing open. However, in the future, I'm thinking of franchising a bit myself into what...
What's his last name?
Carthen. Carthen.
I was right.
Into...
Media.
I suppose some would call it a museum of ancient relics from centuries long past.
Museum.
Museum. He's very
Gallery.
Gallery. Ah, we were struggling with the word. And this media is the one thing I wouldn't really be able to put in it. However,
Sure you can. It's called a theater.
Theater.
Yeah.
Theater.
Yep.
Theatra.
And then at
Close
this
enough.
theater, you set up a whole bunch of seats, which you charge people a copious amount of money to come and see stuff that hasn't been on the air before.
Ooh, sort of like an even more premium service.
Exactly.
Well then, my friend...
And then we can overcharge for food and snacks along the way too.
Would the food be high quality?
It doesn't matter.
I like the way you think. Yes, my friend,
Man,
if...
this biscuit here is high quality, but you can make it for half the price at least, if not even a tenth
Make
of
it
the
for
price.
half the price, charge double.
Make it a tenth of the price, okay, with cheap stuff, and just add a little bit of flavor to it, like sugar or whatever,
That's smart thinking, my friend.
and then jack up the price to 5 credits after you just paid 20 credits to watch a show.
Well then.
That would be.
I feel as if...
That would be a little bit much. I was thinking like a credit and like a credit for food and drink.
I feel
but
as
I'm
if it's-
purposely giving way high.
I feel as if a business such as that would live rather well in this Earth sphere, where the kind of premium customers who might buy into that sort of thing are. And in the event that I do finally open my collection to the public, it would be an honor to have a representative theater of what the fuck.
That, what the fuck? Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep,
What
close enough.
How many D's is in that?
2.
Two. What the fuck? Okay, I get it now. I don't know why all of a sudden he's struggling to say words, but it's funny.
It is kind of funny.
It is.
So I can tell from where I'm sitting that the atmosphere
Oh, this is
is
going.
it's
It's going very
well.
well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say you can make another insight check. It's probably he's said enough stuff to you now.
Same.
Look, man, I'm gonna level with you. He has no. he means no harm by this. He's not looking to backstab you. He's genuinely here to like.
From what you've played him at, he's a businessman like
Yeah.
you. He's the same level. Oh, I mean, definitely much more. I have my hand in lots of pots under the down low, but that doesn't make
Very
him
high society.
very high
I'm going to
society.
give him a business card, and I'm going to write out like a special code on there, show it to my drone quickly so that he has a copy of it. Here's a personal access code. Just put in the subject of the message line, and I'll make sure that it gets right to the top of my list right away.
Wonderful. I would gladly take this and pass it along to my people in case I need to contact you.
Fantastic.
And I hope that if you encounter any more oddities from ages long past, you maybe point me in their direction.
What kind of stuff are you looking for?
Relics, vehicles, paleontology isn't particularly popular these days outside of those geneticists, but anything old that people might pay a good find to take a look at.
Museum shit, ancient stuff. From what I gather.
Well, you know, there is something that I do have tagged that I had kind of put aside for later, but you might find it interesting.
Color me interested.
And on a side note, before I say something further, how far are we from the moon?
You are currently on Colony 25, which is pretty much on the 3/4 of the way to Earth. So
Closer.
about the same distance than you're. I'd say at this point, it'll probably take you about another month and a half to get to the moon.
Okay. So, yeah, I have a little thing tagged that you might find interesting. It's an older ship, but
Oh, an old ship?
apparently it has some historical significance.
In what regard? Is it lunar war or...
Well, I didn't get a chance to really look at it because we were in kind of a hurry. You know, as you can tell from my history.
It's very,
yeah.
very busy.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to really stop for much. You know, but
In the world of business, who does?
yeah, and
You hear sort of like a general high society chuckle from across the bar.
And I don't have much in the way of crew to go and restore or fix a ship for me. I'm barely keeping my ship going and up to date with what's going on. Yeah, would love to have a nice freighter to set up a good show salon. But anywho, yeah. But I got this thing that's been tagged. If you want to take a look into it.
Would you roll? Not 20?
You said you're interested in a freighter?
Yeah.
I'm used to dealing in that which is outdated. However,
Outdated is perfectly fine with me. I want to turn it into a luxury cruiser. A what the fuck yacht, so to speak. Where I'm thinking about putting like a battle coliseum for the robot fights, you know, some housing on it for people that want to come and stay for a little bit.
so...
You know, a mini space station.
You see, he straightens up his posture a little bit, because I decided to roll a dice on that little statement I was getting afraid. I rolled a fucking nat 20. Because my dice like you today.
My dad don't like me. My days don't like me.
He sort of straightens up. He's like, well, I have a few people I reach out to about old ships and whatnot. They usually deal in fighters, the sort of thing you could fit inside a building. However, I have an understanding that these people commonly do deal with larger freighters, usually ones about a century old, still functional if given the right repairs and kept and upkeep.
I'd want to renovate anyway.
Yeah, you
So
were
yeah,
talking
it'd be
about
quite-
renovation. I would love to put you in contact with these people.
That sounds fantastic. So, let's call it an exchange then. You'll put me in contact for these people so I can get a nice deal on a good freighter. And, why don't you take a look at this old ship and tell me what you find on it?
I'd call that a deal. And he extends a hand forward and shakes her hand.
And I will give him the beacon coordinates for the ship that we got Natasha from.
He snaps to one of his guys who sort of rushes over to here. He literally, he finishes shaking your hand. And then he
It's
goes,
immediate.
immediate. No, it just immediately stops. His hand is like an inch away from yours, and he goes, and one of his dudes runs over. He's like, "Yeah, what is it, boss?" And he's like, "Bring these.
While
this."
he's doing that, I'm typing out a message.
Hands is like, "Bring these back to the office. Have our crews get out there and see what they can find." He's like, "Oh yes, boss." This guy runs out the door.
When I see that, just on the safe
I
side,
sent this. You're the one I'm sending a
Okay.
text to. It looks like a third-party private organization is going to go and inspect a certain derelict ship to find information. The plan has begun.
The seeds have been planted.
oh, you're setting that up. I got lost for a minute. I'm pretty tired.
The spark of the fire that will lead to the lunar revolution.
Because who knows what they're going to find in those records?
Oh, what, probably.
If they find it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'll call out to Reynolds, who's outside right
Like
now.
radio to him?
Yeah.
Okay, you radio to him.
Reynolds, what's the status report on outside of the restaurant?
Quiet. Aside from that,
That's an honest answer.
aside from that dude that just ran out like a second ago.
That was expected.
Yeah, I could kind of see the conversation through the windows. There's very little out here. I guess people must either be at that rally or
Avoiding said
avoiding
rally.
the rally. So I do think I can hear it. Here he sort of. Yeah, it's definitely audible. Whoever they are speaking is really loud.
All right. I motioned to Enzo to take.
You see one of his little one of the little like cylindrical things go, zzz, and immediately the camera zzz, over to you.
I just motion over to grab Natasha, basically, as I say to Natasha and Dara. I think it's time we made our exit. Things are getting a little loud outside.
Sean,
Yeah?
your drone drops to the ground. It just clunk.
The one next to him?
Yeah. Dings off the side of the table, drops to the ground.
Do I see that?
Yeah, everyone does. It makes a very loud noise.
What about mine?
Oh, yours does too. I forgot. Everyone who has a drone, their drone drops to the ground. Even some of the private people's drones drop to the ground.
Some type of
Is
problem.
my communicator
Make a
working?
perception roll.
That would be about a...
Oh wait, I need to make a roll for that.
Is my communicator and power suit still working?
14.
14. You notice Enzo staggers. He actually puts like a hand to a cylinder, and you see a lot of rapid zzz, 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 click, 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 click.
What? How's the communicator?
Communications are fuzzy.
Reynolds.
Can I reach
My
my
first,
ship?
I want to see Reynolds. He should be like...
Can't. Cut out.
I
He
basically...
then comes through the door. He's like, "Boss, radio's dead."
Alright, you see me
Can I
call out.
contact my ship?
Make a roll, because it's fuzzy.
No.
No. You try. You hear like, you hear from back from the ship like, shh, busy. Shh, what?
So-
Shh, fuck. Shh.
Something is blocking... I'll walk up now. I'll
So-
grab them and move out.
Clang. You see one of your big ones off the pavement outside.
I'm gonna pick my drone up, stick it in my belt.
All the lights are dead.
So, it looks like we're having a problem around here. Do you know anything about this, dear Odin?
No. All the electronics went dead. Could be an EMP, but how do people have access to those? He sort of like stands up and gives a nod to his guard, like, "Go outside, check." And he sort of wiggles past Reynolds, who's just sort of standing in the doorway. This is very poor timing, my friend. I apologize.
I seem to attract attention. How well do you know the area?
I know this sector well, less so the financial district.
Alright, do you know if there's a back door out of here?
No, I would assume they'd have one. Most buildings do, but I don't know this. I have my fingers in with many teams. This restaurant is not one of them.
I go to my drone, and can I still pull out the suit?
Yeah,
Even if it's
you-
unpowered?
There's like a manual release that just
Yeah.
basically.
I'll do that and I'll get suited up.
I activate my helmet, so it's now on.
It's very much Iron Man-ish. It's sort of like in the newer movies with the nanotech, where it unfolds, but then there's a big chink as like the face covering, and then the visor.
Yeah. You know, right in front of the guy, I pull out my rail rifle and I'm loading it up, getting it ready. Pull out my handgun.
You can
making
see
sure
he's-
they're
he's-
loaded and ready.
He's sort of looking down. You can see a hand rustling beneath his hip. You assume he's probably making sure that his weapons are good too.
Yeah, I'm just kind of showing off, powering.
Is that a railgun?
Yeah, love these things.
I haven't seen anyone use those in forever.
Oh yeah, and check this out, modified pistol railgun.
Oh, now that is interesting technology.
Yep, and pop out the click, cryo bullets, and I love these little glue ones. I can't wait to try them out.
Ooh, it's interesting technology, my friend.
Yeah, I try to go as non-lethal as possible, but it never works that way.
Make perception rolls. Again.
13.
14.
Oh wow. So you both see a few people by the window, and by the window.
Alright, at this point, now that I'm all suited up, so switch.
Yeah. So you basically just
Okay.
deploy your costume in
So-
the middle of this rest. And you can see the different
go-
the different very rich people here are beginning to get a little worried. Like, oh, what's going on?
Alright.
The singer on stage stopped pretty much, and she's just kind of awkwardly standing there, like,
So yeah, I'll basically motion Enzo to... How's Enzo doing?
A lot of the things are clicking and rotating and whatnot on his head. He's like, something is in my head, trying to stop me. then there's just sort of like a little vent goes. Psst. He's like, I have driven it off, although it's persistent. I made him make basically a con save for it. He rolled very high, so he didn't just immediately double over.
Okay, so...
You see, he sort of straightens up his posture again. He's like, apologies for that.
Are you in full operational capability? Enough?
Enough.
That's... I'll take that.
I'm gonna flip the table up. Odin, I recommend you probably get to safety because I have a feeling things are gonna start turning nasty.
I would imagine so. Bang! You hear from outside. It's like, oh, looks like Jeremy just got shot. I need new guards now. As you look outside, you see Odin's guy that he sent up there is now just on the ground. Like, yes, I do believe I will be going to the back now. He stands up, bows, and leaves.
Does he look like, from here, can I tell, does he appear like the guy's dead, or?
The guy on the ground outside?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Headshot.
Brains splattered,
Yeah,
blood
headshot.
running
Killing
red.
bolt's not gonna help
You
that.
do see a lot of people now at this point, like they're running from something.
Alright, so I'll motion... Can I see from where I am where Odin ran?
He pretty much runs up to this Riddler-looking dude. And he's like, "Hello, is there a back exit?" He's like, "Yeah, I was just about to open that up to some folks. Anyone without a gun, you can go this way." And he sort of just funnels like all of the rich people who are like, "Oh my dear, what's going on?" In the same sort of thespian voice.
Yep. And they all make their way out to the exit?
They all make their way out to the exit, and the Riddler-looking dude is like, "You look military. Are you folks have an exit plan or any idea what's going on?"
I call out to you since you're basically just across the way from me. Out front or back? Which way are we leaving?
Why don't you take her out back? Cause they're always here for me. You know what? They're always here for me.
We're splitting the party.
So, I'd love it if you could hang out and help me out, but
I'll stay.
let's try and get her to safety first. And
Run interference, I would say. I get Reynolds.
Reynolds
Wave.
runs over. He says, if we're worried about
We gotta get Natasha back to the
if
ship.
we're worried about Natasha, me and Dara can accompany
Alright.
alongside Enzo. You go with Bob. We don't want to lose anyone, so we shouldn't single anyone out.
that'd be great. I don't want to die either.
Yes,
Alright.
wait, no. Fucking Reynolds sounds like Solid Snake. We don't want anyone to die. Yeah, Colonel.
Agreeable. I'll actually give Dara a hug, and I know I'm
She
laying
gives you a
full
kiss.
armor.
She gives you a kiss on the cheek, and then immediately fucking swings around the stupidly large guitar case, slams it on the ground, kicks it open, pulls out the cannon, arcs it over her shoulder. She's like, "I will fucking kill anyone who tries us."
I love my woman.
Good girl.
Intimidating as hell, but still good.
I even like the voice crack.
Natasha is just beaming like, "Oh my god, she's so fucking cool."
I love my woman. So once they head out, I'll walk over to
Kenzo turns,
you.
he's like, "I would offer my combat abilities to you, but my priority is still the young miss."
That is your priority. Make sure she gets back to the ship. Appreciate it, Enzo.
He then he walks over and he's like, "Door," and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, it's this way." He's like, "Door," and he sort of just slides over, and he like stops everyone else, and he's like, "Young miss, this way, please." She runs through, and all the rich people look very annoyed.
See if they try to actually do something about it. It would be funny.
The dude in the black mantle get up, raises a finger, and then you see Enzo sort of brushes aside his cloak and on the sword. He's like, "Ooh,
Well, at that point, two brushes aside his cloak, so they probably see that he's.
what the fuck?"
I'm going to hit the manual reset button on my drone and see if that maybe restarts its system up.
Make a roll. Just see how it does.
I get to add my intelligence to it.
Yeah, I'll call that an intelligence roll just to try to reset it.
17.
I'd say on that your drone does flicker to life. The power is restored to it as it. You can now hear, still kind of fuzzy, the AI's voice coming through it.
Set
Like
to record.
Hmm?
Set to record.
Recording. You actually see the AI speaks
Yeah.
through it. It's like, what's going on? I just got cut off from everything on the system.
I don't know either. If with as much connection as I can.
I'm diverting all the ship's power to getting a signal out to you
Yeah.
guys, and it's still barely scraping through. Whatever's
Yeah,
going on.
use
is
the
heavy
drone.
duty.
Use the drones to piggyback across each other. And
I can still
reset them as they
I
go.
can still record, but any sort of broadcasting is.
Yeah, I don't expect you to broadcast. Just record what's going on.
You do see the little red recording light blips on it.
I activate my lightsaber. Does it work with no issue?
Yep.
Okay.
There's sort of like just sort of like a lighter. You gotta
Yeah.
flick it a few times, but eventually it does come on.
Okay. Want to make sure I have my weapon.
Sweet. So,
We can run interference in here. We can make our way out and ambush an incoming group if it's a riot situation. How do you want to handle it? I'm actually just walk to the window and check to see if I can see anything up the
Make a
road.
perception check.
yeah, I'm gonna go do the same.
Yeah. Let's start with the basic. It's a 14.
14.
Yep.
13.
Well, I think that's the second time in a row. 14, 13.
Yeah.
You guys see a lot of people, like citizen types. You see
Yeah.
a lot of citizen types running. The sort of people who couldn't really see that much before. You do see a few military types, like the sort of stormtrooper-looking guys, run by. And then from the same direction as the stormtrooper guy, you see walking down the road pretty much. Ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. Please evacuate safely. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk,
Are these Solar
ka-chunk.
Coalition or?
You see these are that same navy blue
Yeah.
insignia,
those
on
are
the
Coalition
insignia on the shoulder.
ground mechs. Unmanned security drones.
Okay, dude, what are they doing? What's going on?
You guys are still inside the restaurant.
Yeah. You know, the other choice we have is we could just escape and.
Well, if we're gonna follow the other group, is the door still open? Do you leave it open or do you
Yeah.
shut it? We can follow the other group, and then if anything comes, we can stall them for a bit, and then make our way to the ships that way.
Yeah. Or do you want to just go out there and face whatever's going on?
Give me some good footage for your, future Solar Avengers movie.
Yeah, but it also means you could get hurt.
Then you'll shoot me. He says that because you've actually shot him twice with healing bullets.
I like this.
He's
banter.
not wrong.
I like this banter. This is true.
The soldier and the rogue.
Yeah, I suppose I could.
The fighter and the rogue can get along for once.
And it would give me a chance to try out my new stuff.
You have gotten a lot of
that
weapons
glue.
between
That
now
glue
and then.
ammunition looks pretty exciting.
Oh, I'm just wondering if I can, with my Invisi stuff, sneak up behind someone and just eviscerate them.
Give it a shot. But either way, we're not gonna. We should probably make our way out in the street. I say that much.
So you guys are headed out the front door?
Oh, we can head out the back, and then we'll just find something, and maybe even get an ambush on him. You can try that stealth tack then.
I'm gonna say if you guys are navigating city streets to get back to the dock, you could still try to find like a safe pathway or a stealthy way back.
I am the non-stealth rogue.
Yeah, no, you're not really much for stealth. That's why I don't know
I'm
why
more-
you're so excited about the Invisitech. It's like
I'm more
you're
of a
not
bard.
naturally stealthy. Yeah, you'll go out there and talk to
More of
someone
a bar
if
that's
possible.
proficient in murder also.
That's not
Yeah.
wrong.
So front door?
Yeah.
Good choice.
I suppose I won't run away from it this time.
Thank you.
You
Alright.
have an Iron Man suit. You'll be fine.
Yeah, we've got Iron Man and Batman right now. You guys have never been more safe.
It's not wrong,
Yeah.
honestly.
So if you guys step out the front door, you see before you, let me actually set the stage. Got so much shit on the table.
I feel like you should probably
I should have pulled over the table.
the other table. That's
Yeah.
alright.
Alright, so we've established he's dead on... Not him. Not Lognut, no. We've established he's dead on the ground. So you guys walk out the front door, and you can now see a bit clearer down these different cityways. There is
Can I
conflict.
get some of that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Can I?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why?
That's right.
No need to apologize. I'm sorry I didn't offer. That was rude of me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I decided the music needed to not be a
Hi.
club music at this point.
So as you guys step out the door, you can see a bit more clearly through, not looking through tinted windows now. There's conflict happening in the streets. You do see the dead corpse of, I think I said his name was Jeremy, one
Yep.
of Odin's security guys, just brain splattered from some sort of big round. You do see the type of same armor as Jenkins uses, but these guys are blue.
Okay, yeah.
Or they're sky blue as opposed to navy blue.
Okay.
And then you see marching down the street now, people in robes carrying swords. It's a pretty good indicator of the only other people who do that.
I kind of look over at you and just say,
you
looks
wanna-
like the Lunar Wraiths decide on a riot.
If you want to make perception checks for anything beyond that, you can.
How far away is the mech up top?
God.
You see this guy in the bubble dome head power suit pretty much marching this way in the same direction you saw
I'm switching.
the
sides.
Gundam looking one walking. Like they're marching this way basically.
Alright, so...
But he is still here. He's sort of taking it slow.
okay,
In case anything is needed.
I call out security drone.
Yes.
Yep. So the,
It stops. It turns spins around. You see a guy in it. It's
Oh!
not a security drone, pal, but it's the distinction is over like a megaphone basically. Starts marching over. But I get the confusion.
sorry
You
about that.
coalition?
Sergeant Major, SCS, and Space Force.
What's going on, officer?
I'm sure you folks heard about the
Rally.
rally in the financial district. Well, turns out rally was more of a disguising term for uprising, revolution, riot, basically.
Solar
Wraiths.
Lunar Wraiths.
Lunar Wraiths, sorry. They literally just came out of buildings and alleyways, and there's a lot of them.
Do they seem to have any specific target, or is it random?
It seems military, mainly. Citizens, sort of gestures to. And like citizen casualties have happened, but they seem to be here to dismantle any sort of military operation.
They're bringing in a fleet.
Sam, this is very similar to
Well, no,
the sieging of... Well, A, you have first-hand experience. B, this is very similar to the sieging of Mars that happened in Session 1, except they aren't bringing in drop ships because this is a colony instead of a planet. Although you do see some vehicles in the sky. A lot of frantic civilian vessels moving, but then you see the telltale signs of very shoddily constructed sort of cylindrical... Breaching ships. And you do see over here, pretty much on these corners, are security guards like Jenkins once was on Mars,
Yep.
firing on approaching groups.
Pull out one of my pistols. Make sure it's full of ice shot from the other pistol.
Explosion in the distance on a
Make
building.
sure it's full of glue shot.
I'm headed towards a shortcut towards the financial district where the fighting is the worst. If you're headed to the docks,
Yeah. Right to the port.
sorry, my friend, you're going to want to head that way. And he gestures to this way.
So, but pick a group, basically.
Another explosion, and he's like, "Ah, shit, I'm falling behind."
Go ahead,
I gotta meet
soldier.
up. I gotta meet up.
Go ahead,
Go take
soldier.
care of
Big mechanical hand whiz. I gotta meet up with the rest of my troop.
Go ahead, soldier.
Keep people safe.
And you can see in the distance now another one. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
How are the far away from the soldiers are the groups of Lunar Wraiths?
They're approaching at pretty much this range. They're firing on them, but this dude's heavily armored, like similar looking armor to you. He's got this big ass shield up front, and these two are just wicked fast.
Okay. Left or right? I just motioned to you. My sword, because I think that'd be cooler.
You want to take on the big guy? Because otherwise, I'm just going to embarrass him.
All right. I'll go toe to toe with the big guy. You help out.
I'll
that
cover
guy.
you back.
Appreciate it.
So,
As I get close, I'll say, soldier,
yes, sir.
fall back and provide assistance to your fellow soldier up ahead, over there. I motion up to the other one.
Dodges. He dodges like a throwing knife, basically. And he's like, yes, sir. And he marches over, sort of hops over the body.
Nope, and then provide support.
And they will just start raining fire.
So yep.
To march forward.
Now that they're not being fired on, if they're coming fast, I'll go out and meet them.
Liberation for the lunar people! Die, coalition scum!
What's that guy carrying?
Sort of like a scimitar.
Okay.
Thermal sword, probably.
These are thermal blades. They're glowing bright orange.
So I am going to move me to the side a little bit.
Like here?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm like ducked around the side of the building. Perfect. Alright, so...
Although you, me. So
Huh?
we'll just kind of go in a circle this way.
Perfect.
Clockwise.
So we'll
Alright,
go
so-
there.
Okay. I'm going to. How far away are they from each other? Like,
These two?
yeah.
This distance, so they're about 5 feet diagonally.
So I'm going to use my flamethrower attachment.
I forgot I
and,
gave you that.
and charge
Yeah,
forward.
go ahead.
Lean, hit the wall with my
Oh, wait,
shoulder.
no. I think I said that would work like basically it's a dex save for them.
Yep. And they're in a hallway where I'm not gonna lie, they're
Okay,
probably
yeah.
still gonna get hurt.
I am gonna homebrew a thing where much like how a nat 20 on a attack roll is a critical hit, a nat 1 on a dexterity saving throw is basically a critical
fail.
hit.
Critical fit.
It'll basically mean this is a critical hit if it happens.
Oh,
So
okay.
double damage. If
Okay, that's
if they
fair.
fumble on their saving throw for
I
it,
like
they
that.
take
I
the-
like that. No, I like
I'm gonna
that,
add that
dude.
to Primal
it's
now.
like an anti-critical
Anti-crit,
hit.
yeah.
Or
no,
that way
on a dex save or
that
something.
way save attacks still have a way to crit in a way.
Huh. I like that, Greg. That is a good call.
I like that mechanic. I'm gonna add that to
I'm
That
Primal.
is a
smart
good
sometimes.
mechanic.
I'll give you credit for it. Because the people are gonna hate that in game too. You rolled a 1 on a saving
did I
throw?
give you a DC for that, or
No.
I'll call it a 15?
Okay.
Neither of them saved. Big guy in front throws up his. He doesn't even really try to dodge. He throws up his shield. He stands his ground. The shield saves him from some of it, but it washes over him. This one back here takes it and scutters back, pretty much. I'd say your range probably hits out to there.
Yeah.
Like, it just sort of stops here. Did I give you damage for that?
No. I literally got
I did not.
flamethrower attack, 10 feet cone.
Alright, where are my dice? I'm gonna call a flamethrower?
Most flamethrowers usually go with D6 for a small and then up to like 6d6 for a large.
Like a medium. So I'd say
3d6? Or 2? 3 or 2? I'm good with it.
three is fair. It's a flamethrower. Fire fucking hurts.
Blowtorch does 2d8 usually.
Oh shit, oh dear.
And I roll 201 on all of them. 5 damage.
Why are there way too many stats for too many weapons and shit?
So how much damage?
5 if there's nothing additional. I rolled really low.
Yeah, so
Did you light him on fire?
I will roll for that.
Well, the other guy maybe. The other guy might hit most of his
Shield
shield.
guy will roll with disadvantage. Or with advantage, rather. Yeah, he rolled a 19. So, shield guy is fine. On fire. Clothes are on fire, basically.
What?
Like some of their, like a trench coat or whatever they're wearing. Sort of catches flame. They're patting themselves up. They're a bit distracted. If you want to attack them,
Yeah.
they'll take extra, or you'd get a plus.
Okay. Do I...
Anything else?
I think I'm good.
Alright, so it's over to you then.
I'm gonna yell down. I know it's hot in here, but can't we all just have some peace and get along?
Are you trying anything with this, or?
I am just being the polite person that's trying to be there for peace. Because that's what I've been playing.
You want to roll a persuasion?
No, I'm not trying to persuade him.
Cool. Because I rolled
Yes.
for their general opinion on you, and Shield
Okay.
Guy rolled a nat 1, so...
And because Shield Guy is the one that's in range for me, I'm going to target his foot with a glue shot.
As you say that, Shield Guy says, "We'll have peace when the Coalition is dead and burning."
Anti-coalition forces. I know. I used to
They're
be one.
rates.
I know. I used to be one.
Wait a minute, that's right, that has a plus to it. That's not much. 14 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
Not even the floor right next to his foot.
Yeah, at that point, I'll say some of it catches his foot. He gets...
Not enough to actually hold him there, but enough to...
Yeah,
Offer some resistance.
Yeah.
offer some resistance, so I'll say he's stationary for this round, and then he'll break out. You are in range, though, so...
Okay.
Moving over to me. First, let's see what these guys are up to.
Yeah, these are the guys that brought a sword to a gunfight.
You know, as I'm holding a sword.
So you can see these guys are going da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Pretty much one ducks around the corner and one ducks towards the alleyway to fire, and then they trade off. They're firing a lot. You don't hear a lot of fleshy impact, just a lot of general fire. but you think they're doing good until this guy catches a flaming sword to the throat and gets brought down, and his buddy immediately turns and starts spray firing.
What did you roll for that?
Rolled very high to hit.
Oh, good, good.
And this guy is incompetent, apparently, because he couldn't hit this guy at advantages. Could not hit this guy at close range. So shit's bad
Let's
over.
make sure you didn't fumble because you're behind.
Shit's bad over here. Okay. So my rolls have now decided they hated me after I gave you a bunch of nat 20 good stuff. So this one pulls out pretty much a thermo knife, basically. It looks like literally a handle. There's a click and then and then it throws one, completely whiffs it past you. Takes out another. They reel back.
Throws
It behind them. We'll say it hits the next guy down the line, basically. Roll the nat 1. Big guy. He's stationary, but you are in his range.
Yep.
Anyone else need post-its?
Yeah.
Sam, what's your AC?
20.
Okay, no, he does not hit you then. He swings, very long reach, very big sword, and it whiffs past you. It got close, but he didn't actually touch you with it.
Okay.
That's back to you.
Alright, I'm going to move forward now and go for my dual attacks.
Sure. Was the lightsaber?
Yep. 18.
That'll hit.
Dirty 20.
Also hit.
First strike.
Poor guy.
Okay, so that's... What's my... Sorry, just give it a second.
It's fine.
20 damage.
It was a lightsaber. So 20 damage. You rake this thing across his armored body probably 4 times. Just... vzz, 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 vzz. No, like, dismemberments. You have something you want to add?
Yeah, another 13 damage. That was only 1 damage.
He's dead.
How do you want to do this?
I want to do this.
I forgot I hit twice. I thought because I rolled damage. I'm like, what am I missing?
another-
Oh, the second hit.
Another 13, you said?
Yep.
Sammy has 2 health left.
Off action, can I just
You
punt
can,
kick him?
you can just execute him. He's at the point where he's not going to be able to do anything.
So after I do this epic slash
Yeah, so
attack, this is all for your camera, by the way.
You pretty much rake the lightsaber across every limb. No dismemberments, but you're just stopping him dead in his tracks, and then he's pretty much just perfectly like a Mortal Kombat fatality presented to you.
And then I'm going to take my sword, insert it right into his head. Into his headpiece.
Fatality.
So, you have a cryo charge in this,
Yep.
but it's still very much a lightsaber made of plasma. So, it superheats things for the initial cut, and then the cold kind of comes afterwards. You insert this into his face, and through the eye holes you see a burst of flame that then turns to steam as his face is basically cooked and then frozen. I'll even say the helmet cracks in half due to the extreme temperature change. And you can, as you pull the lightsaber out, or you just pull it up and split his head fully in half, you can see in detail that you got right between the eyes.
I will pull it up.
So you pull it up, he drops to the ground, dead.
I will
Let's
then...
make a morale check.
I was going to say, how is the guys behind him looking?
Oh, definitely very on guard.
My turn?
Yep.
So I'm going to take 2 shots at the one that just stabbed the guy.
This guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
So first shot is with the glue gun.
Okay.
And that's going to be a 14 to hit.
Just barely does it.
And then with the cryo shot.
Nice. Nat
Nat
20.
20.
You hit. Roll level damage.
God, that one is... 1d6. Eight points of damage. 5 of that is cryo.
Okay, yeah. So on a nat 20, this guy is pretty much panicked.
Oh, actually, that's pre-doubling.
Oh, so 16 actually.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's better. On a nat 20, as this guy's failing to hit anything with a very panicked spray fire, seeing his comrade just get a fucking flame sword to the throat, this person is still, like, digging it in, like this guy's actively being cooked alive as they drive the sword in. And they're very focused on that, and ignoring this guy, and then immediately, as they're digging it in, you actually see ice form out of the wound as their shoulder locks, and they are stuck like this. Smoke starts rising from the body they're stabbing, but their entire upper half is pretty much immobilized as this whole area is frozen.
And then I'll do a little salute to the soldier.
Thank you, sir. And he's gonna have advantage on his next. Honestly, I'm gonna just lower the DC and give him advantage because he already kind of had advantage from back attack. So speaking of which, okay, yeah, he executes that one. Just
Headshot.
a singular bullet to the back. Boom!
Fuck you.
They drop. His shoulder shatters on the ground. And right as that happens, this one swoosh right past, misses with a probably like a thermo short sword, like a thrusting hit. This guy just barely stepped out of the way of. Say what's your AC? I know
20.
it just does hit. So this one, I'm gonna be real, just kind of just blind frenzy charges you with this thermo scimitar and does hit you
Okay.
for 8 damage.
Okay.
Hits you in like the side. It's not deep, but it burns.
Yep. Thermoblade injury.
So probably something you're used to, honestly.
At this point.
And then it's over to you. Except wait, I gotta make one more roll just for the city. City's not doing good.
30-20?
That'll hit.
Yeah, high.
Roll damage.
If your armored guy didn't survive it,
I need to make my enemies stronger.
13 and 16.
How do you want to do it?
29.
Let me just ask, so I'm not doing this wrong. You add your dex to me if you're a dex fighter for your melee strikes.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm
Your
not.
dex fighter. You
Not
add,
make sure I'm not sure.
if it's
Overhitting
if it's
shit
a
here.
if it's a weapon that involves dex, you add the 2 stats to like a roll, but if
Yeah.
it's damage, you add dex or strength or whatever.
Okay, good. I mean,
So
also
like
have
on
a really high
a
dex.
on
I'm
a
next.
lighter medium gun, it would be a dex, or on a sword, but
That's
like
what I was doing.
yeah,
Yep.
but like a heavy gun like Dara or a heavy weapon would be strength.
Okay.
That's how my 6 turned into an 8 and then a 16 because it was crit.
Yeah.
Well,
so
it actually should not have
So
been a
is
16.
this guy still alive?
Sam had 30 health. You had already done 5 damage.
No, he did
How
not.
do you
lie.
want to? How do you want to do this? Again,
I'm just going to slash him low so he goes down, turn the blade around, and stab him in the back.
I'm gonna say you literally remove his legs below the knee, just pretty much directly below the knee joint. Legs come off. He drops. He catches himself on his knee, and then he's just there.
Then I'll just stab him through the back.
Just step
Straight up execute. Is it?
Dead.
And how many are behind? Are there anyone else behind him?
behind them.
Yep.
Make a perception check as you're looking down this alleyway.
That would be a 9.
There's a lot of figures just running in the street. Probably hostiles. It's back to you.
I will take a couple shots at him with both cryo shots.
Sure. Currently engaged with this guy, so
The first one would be, god damn it, 14.
doesn't hit. This guy's an AC of
Oh,
15.
actually, sorry, 16 because
okay,
I,
it does
forgot,
hit.
I forgot the
it
weapon
does
bonus.
hit then. Yeah.
Okay, so
These lower dudes or smaller dudes have an AC of 15.
so that would be 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Only one of that's cryo.
Okay.
And then the other attack, yeah, that doesn't hit.
You get a good shot that scrapes the side. You see a lot of steam billowing out from the wound. Definitely catches their attention. They're now aware of you. Good amount of damage. Not quite Sam one-shotting those guys. But after this, I'm just going to do it real quick.
I mean, if anything, this would be like the Solar Shade in action.
Again, just a near hit and miss from them as they go at this guy with the short sword / dagger. I'm not sure what it is. And then he tries to do like a gun melee basically.
Yep.
Misses. They're both just missing each other. Back to you. You can make another perception check for like further down the line.
That's an 11.
On an 11, you can see crowds dispersing and there's scattered lunar wraiths along the pathway. But as you also see that, I'm going to say that overhead you do see one of those big drop ships. They kind of look like your drones, but like big. They're very circular, kind of flattish. Bottom opens up, and dropping down from the sky is a mech suit. Very much like the ones you've seen Red Comet fight.
What color is the mech suit? Is my next question. There's a big difference here.
It's stark white. The color of the moon. I'm going to say it hits here, because if it lands there, then you're getting blasted away.
Yeah, I was going to say that would
I'm
happen.
going to say it impacts the restaurant front, basically.
I've got a lightsaber and you've got a fancy gun. I don't know if we can fight a mech. You can try. I mean...
It pretty much hits the front entrance, and then you see hand on wall, lurches out of the smoking entrance.
I have an idea.
Just blom, blom.
I'll walk out to the edge of the alleyway and say, what's your idea?
It sort of strikes a pose, almost like it was like a mech fight, like you see during the fights. But then its attention immediately goes to.
Okay. Pull out the clip with the rest of the ice bullets out of my handgun. Pop in a clip of other glue bullets. Like, let's make them sticky.
If he's built like Red Comet, he might not be that effective to it.
No, but if you're covered in a whole bunch of glue, you can't see, you can't really move around, and
I'm gonna say against a mech suit that would be very effective.
yeah.
Get in hydraulics, mess up joints.
Go for it. I'll kill it once it stops swinging.
Okay, well, it's your turn first.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna-
I meant to do that on my turn, and then I said it was your
I'm gonna
turn.
throw a flashbang. Now this guy's back.
Yep.
Is looking like that, right? He's trying to engage with melee.
I mean, this thing. I'll say he looked at that and then immediately was like, "All right, that's bad, but let's address the problem at hand," and turned back to this thing to person to try to kill them.
I want to do this specifically. I got flashbang grenades. And yeah, I do have flashbang grenades somewhere. Yep. I'm gonna throw one in the middle while his back is turned, so he's not gonna be as affected by
Okay,
it.
his back turns so you
Yep.
can deal with the immediate problem. Make your throw.
Yes. I rolled a 17. If that's
You can land it pretty
either
much.
one is
Yeah,
over
so
20.
let me make some saving rolls. I'm assuming you're averting your
I can
eyes.
tell you. I gave you a heads up, and you saw me pull a flashbang.
You see this person is fully like the clank is there. You can probably tell that the soldier like heard the clank and was like, okay, that sounds like a grenade. I'm not gonna turn towards it. This guy immediately was like, what was that? Ding! Ringing sound, flash, hits the wall, crumples to his knees, completely dumbfounded. Rolled a 7. The mech suit definitely staggers back, but then you can see like some shutters close on it as it sort of and like then it's open again.
Anti-flash tech.
Definitely caught off guard, but made the save. This guy's fucking fine though, or not fine, rather.
Alright, so my turn?
Yep.
Alright, I am going to take 2 shots at this guy.
I say I might need to move up a little bit.
Yeah. Both with glue shots, and I'm gonna try aiming towards his head.
Okay.
First shot's a 14,
Doesn't hit.
16.
Also doesn't hit.
He's huge. He's that hard to hit.
And heavily armored.
Yeah. So that means he doesn't do as much damage to him.
You're thinking primal in this world.
Yeah, I'm
still,
sorry.
it's,
Yeah.
I get where you're going, dude.
I
but
know
you're
that-
falling into primal.
That
This is
makes
still
sense.
5e
But
sci-fi rules.
thus far, I've been running this in accordance with D&D AC, and it'd feel
Yeah.
really cheap to change it for just this enemy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad.
No, it's
my,
fine.
My bad. Totally.
Your brain, I know where your brain's been. I get where you're going. It's just, different
Yeah.
game.
That's why.
I'll say on those rolls you do hit it, but the bullets hit it in just the wrong way and
Yeah.
shatter against its surface.
Couple little trails of gray.
The glue does it, like the bullet hits it, ting, and then you see the glue pretty much explodes on the sidewalk next to it. Fuck. I'm sorry.
It's a game, dude.
Yeah. No, my character's just like, fuck.
Does he notice you though? No, does not. Alright, well let's let our boy
Let's
make his
hopefully-
valiant last stand. God damn, this guy sucks.
Still
He
can't
just
end this,
he
dude.
tries to do that same execution, but it's like bang, bang. This guy's rolling around like, my fucking eyes. And it's just he bang, 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 completely misses. He is still rolling around like, my fucking eyes. Rolled a 5 on trying to recover.
Yeah, so he's having trouble. Well, how's the big dude doing?
Pretty much just launches at this guy. You see a massive metal arm reach up to the sky, clinch into a fist, and just hits him in the square of his back. Sends him flying 15 feet. He takes a lot of damage. D10's work. He's dead. He's fully dead. Drops to the ground dead. Dead before he hits the ground.
Yeah, I kind of envisioned a giant mech punching a pretty much unarmored spine being death.
You can't really see him because he got punched into the hallway. You do hear a sickening, and then like, the sound of gore just squashing against a sidewalk, even through armor. If you could see him, you'd see like a fist-shaped hole in his armor where it was dented.
We could fall back to that alleyway before he turns around.
Yeah, or we could take the guy out. It's up to you. I'm pretty sure we can move quicker than he can.
You are significantly more skilled than these rookies.
True. Can I get up behind him?
It is your turn. I'm going to say, what's your movement written down on your sheet? I know we haven't really done a lot of movement.
30.
You can get right to here.
Okay, would that
If
be
you
within-
want to.
Yeah, would that be in range?
Within range to hit?
Yep.
Absolutely, that's melee range. His mini is very big, but he's basically standing right here.
Okay, so...
But you can absolutely do like an agile hop over this pond, back
Okay.
attack.
Yep, I'll try that. I'll go for a leg strike.
Yep.
No.
I'd say you're behind him, roll with advantage.
Nat 20.
That'll hit. Roll your second attack.
Still at advantage, or? Yeah, that hits.
What was it?
25.
That hits. So 2 hits.
First one's a crit.
You pretty much ran into his blind spot. So give me the crit first and then the other one.
18
It is 18.
plus.
Times 2.
No, it would be the dice gets doubled, so it's a 9 gets doubled as 18 plus your modifier,
Oh, okay, that works. So,
right?
yeah, no, you're right. I just want to do the math out so I'm not wrong.
What's your bonus?
27 damage?
On the first hit.
Yes.
Okay. Roll damage for your second one, which wasn't the crit.
Yep, that is 20.
Cool. So, you pretty much just leap, just this very agile dash towards it to go for this back attack. And as you sort of whip around like this, completely in its back spot, you were aiming for its legs.
Yep.
You rig across basically, can't really show my legs, but like sort of
Knee, shin.
ankle, midway on the bottom part of the leg, like above the Achilles.
Okay, so about the mid shin.
On each leg with each hit,
Mid-calf.
and I'll say with that nat 20 on this leg, you bring him to a knee. Basically, he's caught off guard.
Okay.
You did good damage.
Okay. Sounds good. Your turn.
I am rolling so shitty.
I'll say with him being brought to his knee, his AC maybe drops a little bit. I don't want to all of a sudden turn into a GM that's trying to kill his players, so I'll give you that.
Oh, that's fine. Try to kill me. Let me get more entertaining. If I survive, cool. If not, I make a new character. I'll play the ship.
Shit makes a body. That's the new
Oh. So first shot,
Mm-hmm.
18 plus 3, 21.
Base roll would have hit. His AC is 18.
Second one, 18.
That'll do it.
Okay.
So these aren't damage. These are just the glue, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
So he has to make saves for that. Big and clunky, not very dexterous. Did I give you a DC for those, or
Not yet. We haven't gotten any stats on them.
we'll call it like a
But if they expand to about a 1 foot diameter,
15?
I was trying to hit him in the head.
Okay. Both failed. So 2 bullets, tink tink. The hit it right in the right spot. The thingy actually gets to go, and then the ball of glue basically expands out, conceals like from here to here on its face, like this entire. He gets two-faced basically by the glue.
Sweet.
So he'll now have a negative to any attack rolls he makes. Pretty half D1 too. He's now half blind.
And then I'm going to move 3 squares towards me, just so I have some cover.
Here?
Yeah, and I want to take a look down the...
Down this way?
Yeah,
I'll make a perception.
just to make sure we're not going to get hit with something else from behind. Oh, God. 6. I rolled the wrong dice.
A lot of people have scattered. You do see some military people run by. You see people who you assume are probably lunar wraiths fighting them. No one's coming towards you,
Okay.
but they might in the future.
Yeah. I just wanted cover.
Okay, I don't know why I keep moving this.
I don't know either.
Whatever works for you.
Your turn.
So,
So,
still on the ground, just my fucking eyes. I'm not even gonna do the silly voice. He rolled a 2. So fuck that guy.
and now the other guy who's prone on 1 foot
Oh, no. Oh yeah.
with half his head glued.
Arcs back basically into a backhand that whiffs over your head as he spins around. He couldn't really see you. He was just judging where you were. And I assume after your attack, you probably moved a bit.
Yeah,
So,
as much as I could after
Yeah.
using most of my movement. Even if leave
so
back
he
a couple
just
feet.
whiffs over your head. With what would have been very devastating if it had hit him. He does kind of stagger to his feet. Or not stagger, but he stands up slowly. The city is still not doing good. You do see some distant explosions on buildings. But yeah, it's your turn.
If I move, he has his face covered in glue.
Yep.
So if I moved over to his side,
This side, yeah.
to this side, would that give me advantage in his blind spot because he can't see
Yeah,
me?
so now it's basically instead of getting advantage from back attack, you get advantage if you're in, like, basically my direction.
Yeah. So I'll move around to his blind spot.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll do that. Just I don't think you'll have a problem with this, even at its 15-foot radius. But can I use the smoke deployer?
Sure, yeah.
So I do that, then I'll move.
Okay, so you smoke deploy here and then kind of crescent around him.
Yep.
All right, yeah. I think that makes you do a stealth check then.
It just gives them disadvantage on attack on.
Already has disadvantage, so he will now have disadvantage and a direct minus.
Yeah. So, but then I'll go to his blind spot.
Yeah, and then I'll say since you made the deployer, you did the smoke deployer, you get 1 attack.
Okay, that's fine. Is that still at advantage from
Yeah.
his blind spot?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that is.
Here, wait, hold on.
17 plus 20. Yeah, 24.
24 to hit. Yep. I will tell you now that he rolled a 6 on his base roll for trying to see you, and that was -3. So
21 damage.
Jesus Christ.
You gave me a lightsaber.
I
You
know.
act shocked, and I'm like, I have
know.
a lightsaber.
Dude, we haven't done combat in so long. It's
I get it.
Sorry.
we just haven't really done it that much, so it's the first time we're seeing it. When I tried it in your session, I failed to fucking hit anything. So I'm just surprised. Yeah, so you rake it across this thing's back in sort of like an upwards motion. It does good damage. You can hear the metal from the armor of this thing creaking and squeaking as after it's cut, it starts to become like chilled. And frozen and brittle. I'll say at this point, with how much damage you've done, his AC moves down from an 18 to a 16.
Okay.
So a 2-point decrease plus all the advantages that you're getting and whatnot.
Yep.
I will say by this point, the smoke clears, so you do have a shot available.
My turn?
Yep.
So, I want to try and use my movement,
Mhm.
because since I have a nice power suit and stuff going on.
Yep.
Can I do a running jump so I can jump and try to land on the guy who's prone on the ground?
This dude who's rolling around?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, what do I roll for that?
I would call that, to do like a running jump,
Yeah.
absolutely that's an athletics roll.
Okay.
And I think your suit gives you pluses to strength.
+5. Strength rolls and
Plus
saves.
4 to maneuverability.
So yeah, you add a +4 on top of what you're...
And a +3 to acceleration. Oh no, that's the ship. Sorry.
Oh wait, yeah.
Here we go. +5 to strength rolls.
Athletics is a strength roll.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
add +5 on top of what your strength modifier already is.
Fuck. I rolled a 1. So I don't land on my feet. I go.
Yeah,
I land
that
face
is
first.
Well, you hit an enemy. Not the guy on the ground, though, as you go... Chin, 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 ding!
You overcompensated to the right.
Shit. And from my prone position, I still have.
I just look over at you.
Take 7 damage, just from dinging off
Yeah,
the side
that
of this.
There's a power jump fail.
It was just this glorious, like Incredible Hulk jump that he just completely did not do the right calculations on, and then it was ding, ding.
I love it. I just
Reflected off of this.
look at you, hit the thing in
reflected
front
off
of me.
this, lands next to you.
All right. So I'm sitting here prone.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take a shot at each of them.
I'd say you can
You
hit.
wouldn't be able to. You can only take one shot after doing a full move like that, I imagine.
I'll-
That's my movement. That was not any action. That was just movement.
But you rolled an athletics to try to do that action.
That wasn't an action. It was my movement as a jump.
I will say you can make a single shot on a single target, and because you're prone, roll with disadvantage.
Okay, fine.
Unless you want to.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm trying to. I don't want to be a dick about it, but
No, sorry. Let me put it on the table for a moment. My general plan was to do my running jump, and then do 2 shots.
Okay.
Because I was using all of my movement for the running jump.
no, I'll say
Okay.
you can stagger to your feet and get a shot. I won't be a dick.
I was gonna be fine on staying on the ground, because if you're on the ground and just pointing up,
You'll probably just roll into
Okay.
like a shooting position, basically, from the ground. Okay.
yeah. And since I was using my pistols, that's why I was gonna go with the 2 shots. But 1 shot's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, but do I still get disadvantage at that point?
Nah, all right.
Is-
I'll say just the one
If
shot.
I'm shooting someone who's prone, then that's understandable. Plus, I'm just using glue shots. I'm not
Yeah.
lethal.
Okay. Yeah. So make a single roll.
And I only rolled a 14 to hit anyway.
What's your plus?
Well, it's 11 plus 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So. No, that doesn't even hit his new AC.
Nope.
Another glue shot just kind of sprays against the very nicely kept grass here.
Okay.
Fuck.
I will say you hear this guy chuckles as he finally staggers to his feet. He's like, "Ha ha, idiot!" And then he immediately slips on the blood because he's right next to this guy and tumbles onto the ground again. Like, "Ha ha, idiot!" Whoa! So let me. Okay, bad. So again, this guy's pretty much just following you at this point, doing like backhanded swipes. So he tries another one that just whoosh, right over your head. He's going to make an attempt to try to like grab the glue off of his face. If he rolls very bad here, it will get onto his hand, and that will be a problem. Yeah, so his hand comes up.
So he glued his hand to his head.
And he's just kind of standing there in disbelief at the moment. So yeah, it's back to you.
With his arm up attached, is there a joint or a servo in the arm?
Absolutely, he exposes a weak point to you.
So I'm gonna go with a stab attack.
Well, I'm on the floor right next to him. If you move around to his blind spot again, would you get advantage?
Yeah, so
For-
you can rotate around here.
Yep.
Flanking?
So I'll do that and then try to go for the weak spot I just exposed. Not 20. I don't want to roll a second time.
Roll damage.
So that's a total of times 2, which is 18. So that's 27 damage.
So you're going for a stab?
Yep.
You stab directly into the joint. You can immediately smell, for a moment, the scent of burning flesh. Very unpleasant before you start seeing the steam billow out of the wound, and you see the metal weaken. And as you drive it in with the fucking nat 20, as you're very much like this, the person with the flaming sword was doing to that one guy, you're just sort of driving it in, and eventually the metal just breaks. Due to the extreme cold of this frost saber, and the fucking arm falls off. And then you sort of see like this horrifically mangled human hand sticking out.
Cool.
That worked.
But it's over to you.
Alright, so I'll use half
Sky's the limit.
movement to stand up.
Yep.
Okay. Look at my guns quick. Put them away. I'm going to pull out my fiery machete.
Mm-hmm.
Walk over to this guy. Don't fucking laugh at me.
Oh, to this
The
guy.
down guy. I thought,
Yes.
oh, okay.
Yes. Roll with advantage. He's on the ground.
Okay, first attack. 17.
That'll hit.
Second attack.
I think it's just an execute.
Wish I could go with the first one on that one. I had an 18 and then I knocked it over.
See, I'll let you take the 18.
Okay.
Because I'd call that cocked, honestly.
Otherwise it's a 16.
Either way, it would have hit.
Okay. So, oh shit, what was the machete at? I haven't used this thing in like ever. Fuck. Yeah, where is it? I've had this thing forever and it's the first person I've actually stabbed with it. Come on, it's been a story piece for a while now. Where did I... Oh, duh, right there. Okay. Oh, shit. So, D8 plus 3. So, that's 10 points plus 6 points fire.
So 16 on the first hit. That's whatever your dex score is.
Yeah, so 19 points of damage on the first hit.
Okay. Roll the second hit.
Fuck.
Dice
8.
gods giveth and they take away.
That's enough. How do you want to do this as you just run?
I'm just... Fuck. You don't laugh at me.
You can see because you're right here. You
He just goes straight up Michael Myers, stabs him in
Yep.
the chest with a fucking
stabbing,
thermal blade
chopping.
repeatedly.
You see charred meat kind of go flying towards the end. This guy is eviscerated, and he goes from like, haha, dumbass, whoa, and then he's still trying to stand up and he's chuckling, and you come over and just slice him to death, and there's a lot of screaming. You.
This is why we can't have nice things.
You just thoroughly just brutalize this man.
And then I'm going to give a dirty look at the other guy.
At the robot.
Uh-huh.
The one whose arm I
you.
just removed.
You're fucking next.
it actually sort of recoils a bit. Because the robot's very intimidating, but the guy inside just got his arm fucking ripped off.
And I am not afraid of this guy in the least.
Speaking of which, it's my turn. He's gonna make an attempt to fix the hole. Oh no, wait, because you cut this arm off. It's just hanging there. It goes slack and it's just hanging there like this. So he's gonna reach up with his other arm and try to yank it off. Okay. He reaches up, grabs the arm, is able to free it from the glue, but as he arcs it this way, he sort of spreads the glue, so now 3/4 of his visor is covered. But he's now wielding his arm as a weapon.
Damn.
And I'm gonna say because he was spooked by you, he's gonna go for Sam instead.
Well, Sam's been doing a lot more damage to him.
That too. Ooh, okay. Ooh. AC 20?
Yep.
Just barely hit.
Okay.
Literally got a dirty 20. Which is very hard given the bonuses that he has. I'm gonna say... Oh, nice. Ooh, maybe not. Sam, take 21 damage.
Cool. I felt that.
Yeah, he finally rolled good, so he just rocks you. I'm not gonna say to the ground, but back with his own arm.
Yeah, he swung and it hit hard.
But yeah, he's focused on you. He's scared of you. So, Sam, it's to you. You get pretty much whacked in the chest, and
Yeah, with the dismembered arm.
You lose your breath or whatever.
Yeah,
for a
you
moment.
get the breath knocked out.
You get the air knocked out of
Winded.
you.
Yeah,
winded. You get winded.
I'm going to move this way and back into his blind spot because we smeared it from this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna scatter the corpses a bit.
That's fine. And I'm going to try to actually stab him where I left the arm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna
Um,
still see a mangled human hand, but that's all like blue and frozen and whatnot sticking out from where he was controlling the arm before you stab directly into the joint.
Yeah, so
Or like you see a forearm, basically.
what I mean, I know he's taller than me, so would I be able to stab the hole, or
Yeah, you could absolutely do like a jumping plunge, basically.
that's what I'll go with.
Stab it into
And
the
from his
hole.
blind spot, do I get advantage?
Absolutely.
That does not hit. I can tell you that. That does. 23.
Double it. Roll damage.
$18.
So, as you jump up and do this plunging attack, you're surprised by how easily your arm goes into this sort of joint hole, and you can feel through the blade as it pretty much hits hand, travels through hand, bisects forearm like a hot dog that bursts in the microwave, and then hits body. And then as pretty much the thing spasms and falls over dead.
I'll pull my sword out before it falls.
You pull it out as you fall. It's a very smooth maneuver.
You alright? As I'm taking out hypo med spray and stabbing myself in the leg with it.
I gotta add something to these guns to make them more... Laser sights. There we go. That should have given me a +1 or 2 to hit.
Yeah, it
Probably
would. I will also say that Bob's probably not really handled guns that much before being frozen and woken up. So it's a miracle he's doing as well as he is with no firearms experience.
As you hear sizzling as I'm cleaning off my machete on the corpse of the guy.
Your outfit has a bit of
Gore.
Scuffs.
a bit of gore on it that's kind of toasty.
God damn it.
It's sort of like if you make like
Kind of toast it and brush it
Yeah.
off.
you can basically just scrape it off and it comes off. But yeah, there's a lot of dead people around you now.
Let's make our way back to the port now.
Radio signals finally start to come online as the droid that's sort of just been staying out of combat because a lot of your drones have gotten killed lately. So it just sort of has been staying like 10 feet away from you.
Well, that's because I told it just to record.
Yeah, as it's been recording, you do hear a little like beep beep, and it's like, all right, I'm getting radio signals again. It seems like whatever they've set off is finally fading.
Excellent. You know, restart the drones that are out there. Have them collect.
You do see the big one sort of wobble back.
Actually, send the
into
big one
air.
over here.
Nope. Comes over here.
All right. Let's go surfing.
You want to climb on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
If it can carry a big load, it can carry us.
Oh no, I don't know about our weight. But yeah.
I'll
no.
say that, yeah, you could probably, like, one could stand here, one could stand here.
Okay, yeah, we'll climb on the drone.
It sort of gets down low and you step onto it and then gets about 15 feet in the air.
And just starts going.
Yeah, heading this way.
What can we? I want to make a perception check.
Yeah,
while
I'd
we're
say
flying
you can
at
both
this
make
point.
perception checks with advantages. You guys are in the air.
19 or 19.
19.
Wait, so 2 19s?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you both pretty much see the same thing as this thing zooms over streets. You see a lot of Lunar Wraith forces putting up a valiant fight as there's some dead guards in the streets, but as more and more funnel out, you can tell that this is a fight that the Lunar Wraiths are very quickly losing.
Well, those mech suits we walked by, I'm sure once they get to the
You
forefront,
do see,
it's
like, at
basically
one point,
mortars.
this stark white, very intimidating-looking tank sort of rolls up, and you're like, oh shit, what's that? And then you just see a heavy artillery round come from one of these, and just completely turn it to
How do
shrapnel.
I order one of those?
Those are military. I don't think you can.
Okay, how can you order one of those?
As you guys are passing over, you do see that guy from before who gave you the directions, like fully just like in the trenches. These guys hopping on him. He's actively using the bayonet to just cut people down, stabs it into a dude, blows him apart, just fully in the trenches. And as you guys pass over, you can see the human head inside the dome bubble helmet turn, and he sort of gives like a Luke Skywalker salute to you guy. That immediately goes into a punch towards some random Lunar Wraith whose brains he splatters on the pavement.
Should replace Boris with him.
And he's just ripping and tearing. It's very much.
I almost looked for the Doom music.
It's
That's
very.
what I was looking
It's
for.
very Doom-like. He probably strikes the pose from the Doom poster.
Alright. I'm gonna try and... Okay, ship, DJ.
I will
Were you
say
able
as
to
you
read
guys as you guys are up high, you can see your drones all sort of across the city. Ooh, pop up in the
Okay.
distance.
Do we have any word on Natasha?
Yeah, once radio was
Yeah,
back.
radio signal that was blocked from like 5 minutes ago finally got through from Reynolds. They got back to the ship.
Okay.
Seems like the route they took was pretty quiet, all things considered.
Looks like they got back safe.
Sounds good.
So, do you want to go help these people out? You think they got it?
It's not
Do
looking
we
like
see
the
anyone
Lunar-
that looks like they're in like any like Solar Coalition people that look like they're in trouble?
Not really.
No, they're probably
Um,
pushing the tide though. So
The tide's definitely being pushed, although I will say, as you get finally, because you're going to have to go through it eventually, the financial district, or business district where you guys were before, you can see that area of street that was being cleared out, littered with bodies. Just full on. There were some coalition personnel here, just observing as they're supposed to. The moon is part of the coalition, and they thought this was just a regular political rally. Executed, civilians, dead. A lot of soldiers that were taken by surprise. Just
Make sure to get video of the whole thing.
slaughter, just full sail slaughter. And standing amidst the slaughter, very, just sort of standing there, hands on a sword, standing on the stage, is this guy, who, Sam, you recognize. He was there on Mars. His ship came down right as you guys were about to escape very dramatically, like Kylo Ren in the beginning of The Force Awakens.
Yep.
And he marched out with his soldiers only to see the thrusters of the anchor spark to life, so he immediately walked back
He
into
was
his
one of the
ship.
attackers of Mars. I saved you as we're floating over.
And he's just sort of...
Pull out my railgun. Should I take him out?
What's your bonus to your railgun use? Metagame.
I'd say from up high like this, you get advantage on a roll. He's just standing there on the stage, hands on his sword, probably appreciating the
In
carnage.
total, I get a +6 to hit.
Okay, he's higher
Plus
than
the
mine.
advantage.
Yeah. So yeah, go for a shot. I don't think we'll be able to kill him at this rate,
Cryo
but
bullet.
at the very least, it'll hurt. Give him a scar to remember him by.
Fuck you. 14. It's my lucky number tonight.
You fire. The shot rings out. You see the...
Oh no, it's the railgun. It's what?
Or yeah, it doesn't ring out. The thump
Whoosh.
rings out. As you see the glowing, kind of crystal blue bullet. Even as you can't really see the bullet anymore, you can see the shine. And as he's just standing there like this, you see at quite literally the last second, he snaps to attention, the sword ignites, and he just full on, tink, deflects the bullet. Eyes lock with you. Well, eyes lock with the drone, to you because you shot him, and then to you.
Yeah.
Because of the
You
obvious.
could admit that was cool.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, no, he's a very dangerous guy.
Oh, okay. Then, shit.
Yes?
All the drones, mark this guy.
Have we armed the drones?
No, I'm just saying mark him.
Ding,
Shine lights
ding,
on him.
Ding, ding, ding. Just you hear dings echo out
Yeah.
through the city as the drones all snap to attention, and they're just like descending, basically.
So,
Choo 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 choo. Big lights.
no, yeah, just shining right on him. And then, as loud as I can have everything turn up to.
Well, you can speak through the drones.
Yep,
So.
exactly.
And they've got like megaphones in them.
Greetings, sir, in the flamboyant costume with the awesome sword there.
He does sort of do like a flourish with it, and the fire fades from the blade, and he
Yeah.
goes back to his cool idle animation.
Oh, that is definitely cool, man. I love your aesthetic. But what the fuck you doing here, and why? Is there really a reason to kill all these people? This is so working towards my publicity.
With all these lights shining on him, he sort of looks across at all the drones, looks up at the two of you. We're here to send a message to the cowards who hide away on Earth. To do what some couldn't.
He's staring at me.
So the message you're giving is that you'll kill civilians and people with no warning or reason, and none of us would have known why unless I just asked you now and got it on record? You really got to work on your PR, man.
You can see, because he isn't masked. This guy is like full on,
Yeah.
like this. You see a scowl cross his face.
I mean, I'm just trying to understand here, sir. You know, and I'm sure that everyone else that's going to be watching this later wants to understand as well. What
Well,
kind of
then I'm
message are you trying to send to Earth, except for the fact that you are really the cowards that just take out civilians and people that are minding their own business who have done nothing against you
Perception check for
directly?
Snipers. 18.
For snipers?
Or any. Well, my bet is that he's telling. No offense. You make a mark. He knows who you are. So if he radios in or types in a keypad message, we're going to be brought into fire. That is my concern. That is what I would do.
Both of you make a dexterity save.
Yeah, I was going to say, that wasn't a good idea. I don't blame the talking.
Both
but
of you make a dexterity saving throw.
13.
Dirty 20.
Both of you pass as all of a sudden, bang! Tink, drone is hit. You guys basically ride it to the ground, at which point you hop off. DC was 10, so you barely made it.
That's the best answer you can give me? That you don't even have words to discuss it? All you have are bullets to fly?
No, the best
As we're
answer.
writing it down.
No, the best answer I can give you is this. Ting. Does like a Jedi flourish and begins walking towards you.
We need to go. Are there any shooters who have a shot at the drone? Like, that's my thing. I tell you, he's summoned his backups for the other lunar race now, so we're going to be flooded in a minute with any survivors. We should move. This is a retreat
I'll say
situation.
none of the
Yes, sir.
I'll say none of the snipers can reach you because they
Well-
might have been on distant rooftops and seen you because you were flying.
Yeah.
So here this is quite literally just an empty street. Not thousands, that's a ridiculous number, but probably like 50 bodies. And then this guy marching towards you guys. And this downed drone.
Alright, so as we're running, I'm going to take glue shots at him as we're going. Just to annoy the piss out of
Just
him.
to run
I mean, I
past
don't
him.
think you'll have any problem hitting those. They go slower than a natural bullet. You're not meant to go through it, someone, but yeah. I mean, it'll piss them off.
Okay.
You guys want to charge him and try to
And
get
that
past
was
him?
such a fun flare, too. He goes to swish it and...
Wait a minute. Is he in front of the docks?
He's in your way. This is the financial.
Oh, so we don't have an option
Oh.
now. That was not.
He's in your way. You need to at least get by him in order to get out of the financial district and toward the docks.
Are all of your people set up with like respiratory gear and stuff?
What do you mean?
That's a very concerning sentence.
And the citizens wouldn't be. You're not putting a hole in this in the colony. Like I don't really. Like.
I only see dead people.
But
Okay,
if you,
okay,
but if
fine.
you
I
put
guess
a
that
hole
was
in
a
the
bad
colony,
idea.
there was citizens, dude,
There's
and
dead,
soldiers. That's not
There's dead people here.
here.
This is a very large city with a
Yeah,
lot of other
there's a
people
new
in
population. We cannot blow a hole in it. That would kill thousands of innocents.
it. That would be really cool.
And it would not be fun for us
But
on
it would
the
also
SCS.
not be
Why?
fun.
Yeah, no.
I'm not gonna lie, that was probably these guys' plan for when they were done.
That would make sense, but they're the bad guys.
yeah.
Alright. Ship,
Yeah?
are there anybody around you be giving you problems?
Nah, we're sealed off.
Well, can you get you unsealed off?
Yeah, why?
Because we're gonna want to get out of here quick.
Hot exit?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll radio the other pilot.
Yeah, so basically we're going to be running onto the ship as it going.
Mm.
Alright, so
I don't really have a map for this, because I was just expecting...
I would just clear this map and say it looks like
Yeah,
this. Because
I,
honestly, when
I
the
was
si-
just
when-
expecting that to be like cool, like, oh, you see him from a distance, and you'll know you've
Well,
to fight another day.
militarily, you did no. I'm like, well, there's gonna be snipers. It's a raid. There are military dudes.
I'm not military.
I know.
I will say you're facing him down as pretty much this, and you're going this way. Just to shift the dimensions a bit.
Okay, and which way is the dock?
This way.
That way?
We'll say this was actually the stage he was on, basically.
Okay. And lots of dead bodies around us.
And lots of dead bodies that I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah,
with.
no, they're just bodies at this
We'll
point.
just do that so as a signifier.
All right, I'll make my way forward and throw out a flashbang.
Alright, so...
Am I up first, or just make sure?
Yeah.
We'll run the same rotation.
Okay.
So, what's your movement again?
My movement is 30. I'll
Which
move
event
up.
do you want to move?
I'll move all the way as close as I can on this path over here.
Okay, so 10, 15, 20, and then straight forward from here.
Yeah.
25, 30. You can get to here.
And I'm gonna throw out a flashbang.
Yep, make the roll. I need to stop moving this.
25.
Okay, yeah.
That's like hit him in the face.
That hits him in the face, but... Or, no, it doesn't hit him in the face. It lands literally right in front of him, but he swooshes his cape over him dramatically. Shields his eyes like Batman.
Not really surprised.
Are you resorting to these toys, really?
Isn't that what you're doing?
No, I resort to tools.
These are my tools.
I was also talking with him.
No.
I'm the big mouth here.
His grandiose nature is just completely being shut down. He's trying to be cool, but it's not working. But you can
Sorry.
you can see him pretty angrily looking at you like, how dare you stoop this low?
And I'm just thinking to myself, this guy is so cool.
I want to say, based on the racial Ghoulman, he looks a lot like Liam Neeson.
Anything else you're doing this round?
Movement, action, not much else.
No,
But you could
I'll
do,
just
I
wait
think.
for him. I have a feeling, honestly, he's gonna completely ignore you to come to me. I know that for a fact, so it
It's
just...
your turn.
My turn? Okay. I'm gonna go invisible.
Okay. Make your stealth roll. I forget what you add to that. Probably insane number.
11 plus 3 for dexterity is 14. Okay. Plus whatever you want to give me for the invisible.
It's invisibility. I'll say a +5. For,
Oh, no, I get a plus 4 plus advantage on stealth.
Okay, so roll again, and then also +4.
Okay, yeah. So 19.
All right. So you hit the button on your wrist communicator, and it light washes over you. And if you glance back, it literally looks like a Windows or like a Microsoft PowerPoint transition just wipes him away, basically.
Okay. And then I am going to...
Unless you want to make like a perception check to keep an eye on him.
I'm
It'd be
pretty
possi-
focused on the guy in front of
We
me.
established last session this works like predator camouflage, where there's a bit of distortion.
You
but
can
it's
make
still-
a check,
it's-
but
you can make a check. In fact,
I'm honestly more focused on the Lunar Wraith leader that knows who I am in front of me. I figure you'll be fine one way or the other.
And I am going to move up around the walkway. Let's see.
this way or forwards.
Like
or-
towards me and then towards him.
So like this way.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's cool. You guys basically just went. Psh.
Yep.
I'll say you can get to there.
Alright, his turn, unless you have
You
a
gonna take an action?
I want to prepare an action.
Okay.
Okay. If he goes charging at him, at that point I want to unleash my glue bullets
Okay.
towards his back.
Okay. So now comes a very important role.
Huh?
Sam.
Yep.
High or low?
Hi.
He goes for you. You see with inhuman speed, he just goes into a crouch and at you. And
Yep.
I'll say with your prepared action, you can trigger that as a reaction to try to stop him in his tracks.
Okay. So first shot, no. 22.
That'll hit. Or
Actually, 25.
Yep. So the bullet catches. He sees it at the last second and tries to go for a block. I'm just going to tell you guys now, on any sort of projectile attack hit, he gets that opportunity to do the
Yeah,
thing.
it's-
He rolled very low.
Monk bullet catch.
Yeah. He's basically a monk with a sword. And it, I'll say it catches a couple of things, because you rolled very high. It
Rolled
catches...
a 19.
Well, your all overall add up was very high. I'll say it hits his side first, and as his cape ruffles, it hits his cape, and as it drips down to the cape, his cape gets stuck to the ground. As he is pretty much stopped in his tracks here,
Just outside of melee range?
just outside of melee
It
range.
saved you getting hit once.
It's probably good. I don't have a lot of HP left.
You can see him immediately tearing his cape.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's trapped for now, but not for long. And it's back to you.
I'll go with my 2 attacks. Does dirty 20 hit?
Yes.
That one.
Okay, what are you trying?
Because he's been like stuck, does that mean he gets advantage? Because the guy is trying to rip his cape and is not really defending?
He's also directly in front of him. Yeah, okay. I'd say because it did hit, it should have an effect. So yeah, roll with advantage. So re-roll that one.
If not, that's fine.
Oh yeah, the 25 on the side.
Yeah, okay, so 2 hits. No, thank you for saying that. 'cause-
No, that's a fair statement.
I was just trying to help Sam.
18.
The fight that we should not be doing.
18 and 18.
36 points of damage.
36. Okay. So he's dodging to avoid fatal hits, but you rake him with a good couple of flash freezing scrapes across the body. On a very high dex roll, however, he uses your attacks in sort of like a maneuver to cut his cape free. He now has one of those cool, like, 1950s Shazam capes that only goes down to, like, mid-back. Except it's torn and looking very cool, and no, he's totally not a chump. So that's over to you.
My turn?
Yep.
Alright. I am going to move up behind him so I can get advantage.
Like, to here?
Yeah, on my shots. I'm going to take 2 more glue shots at him. That one's going to be a miss. Because I'm sure an 11 won't hit.
Nope.
But I'm pretty sure that a dirty 20 will.
Yep. Hold on.
So where do I catch him?
Except he
In the
might...
back with a silent weapon.
Okay, so he'll make his reflection with disadvantage then. Okay, yeah. Which is good, because he matched your dirty 20 with his deflection, but then he rolled a 4. So, you hit him in the square of his back, and you can tell his mobility is definitely hindered.
No more fancy flourishes.
No more fancy flourishes now. He has to fight like Darth Vader.
Okay. Then can I move a little bit further so I'm not in the same position I shot from?
Yeah, like over to here.
Yeah.
Okay. As you move, you do see his eyes snap to where your sort of light distortion is. He rolled a high perception.
That's fine.
He knows where you are, but it's still very hard to see you. It's more like he knows the general area of where you are. Which would be bad if he could still do his fancy flourishes that hit basically AoEs.
Alright, his turn.
He fails to remove the thing from his back, and
Does he get himself stuck to it when he tries to reach for it?
he tries to
How's he
whiff,
trying to
he
remind
tries to whiff back his sword and hit it basically in...
Does his sword get stuck?
No, he didn't. He didn't fumble.
That'd be awesome.
It is also a flaming sword, so I don't think I'd really be able to get stuck. Oh wait. Yes. So he fails to get it with his sword.
But does it light on fire?
It.
We haven't gone through if the glue
We'll
is
say it.
flammable.
We'll say he fails to hit it with his sword. He scrapes it. It lights on fire, which from where you're standing looks very cool.
From where I was saying, it looks pretty cool too.
Yeah, he's basically just on fire. His back is on fire now. And then on a nat 20, he reaches up and throws off his cape. The glue goes with it. You can see his back is scorched, but otherwise he's fine. It lands like all the way over here. He rolled a nat 20.
Yep.
Alright.
Now the dice gods are favoring this guy.
I'll say on that he takes some movement. He snaps over to here, aware of where both of you are. He has no direct focus at the moment.
Yep.
He knows kind of generally where you are. But he's still going to have to make rolls with disadvantage to actually hit you. If he were to go after you. Unless what I gave you already says different. Okay, so it's back to you, Sam.
I'm gonna go for my 2 attacks.
Yep.
No. First one's a miss. Second one is a 23.
Okay.
So that's 16 damage.
Yep, you get a nice hit across the ribs. You can tell he's very pissed off. Hear basically like a ah as you catch across like here to here. You can tell his movements are slowing a bit. He's able to flourish now without the big wad of glue stuck to his back, but his arm swings are getting a bit slower. And then it's back to you.
Alright. Ship, intensify the lights to the brightest amount to blind this guy. Because I still have all the spotlights on him.
Okay, Sam, make a con save.
That's 19.
That passes.
16 and a 15 to hit him.
These are just lights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't need to hit him with this. The lights just...
No,
choo.
taking my shots.
Oh, okay. Well, he rolled a 21 on his con save, so he's not blinded. Sure, make your shots.
Yeah. I rolled a 15 and a 17.
Oh, okay. Neither of those hit.
Okay.
Sorry, he has a high AC.
That's fine.
I still feel like a dick whenever I say that doesn't hit.
No, that's
No, man, it's
fine.
part of the game. The dice gods choose what they do.
It looks like it should have been really effective as the lights just all... And there's basically this giant ringed spotlight around you guys now.
And then I want to move around.
If you're just sort of doing like evasive maneuvers, give me another stealth roll. To try to re-hide yourself from him.
15... 19.
Alright, cool. His eyes lose track of you. He's now no longer aware of where you are. He lost that sort of shimmery distortion that comes with the predator cloaking. But he does dodge both of your shots. And that's back to him. Misses on the second hit, but he hit you with his first.
Okay.
Sam, how much health do you have?
31.
Take 12 damage. He rakes his sword fully across your chest.
Okay.
It burns. Your outfit does not catch fire.
Okay.
One more roll. Nothing else happens. It's back to you.
Okay. Nope. It's only a total of 12. 22?
Double it.
$16 damage.
You go for what probably would have been a fatal strike, but he throws his non-dominant arm in the way and just fully, phing, it gets cut off. He sacrifices the limb to save himself, as this freezing arm goes flying off in a random direction.
Damn.
Well, that's back to you.
I want to sneak up right behind him.
Okay.
Okay. Since I'm pretty sure he lost track of where I am.
Well, if you're moving towards him, I'd say make another stealth roll.
Fine. With advantage because
With
I'm.
advantage, with advantage +4 plus your stealth score.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Shit.
11.
Okay. You'll still get advantage on whatever you're trying to do behind him.
Okay.
But he may have noticed the shimmering.
Okay. Both guns with glue shots, one on either side of his head. I mean, right up behind him.
All right.
Pop, pop.
Go ahead. Roll with advantage.
At point blank range.
Roll with advantage.
So that's 11. Oh, nice. 24
Hit.
and a 24.
Hit. All right. So you see the shimmer pretty much. It catches with all this spotlight. It is getting kind of hard for the nanotech to keep you fully hidden. So it's sort of like a glare comes over you as you hit certain spots. But as you pretty much go up right behind him and just whoosh, whoosh, you see the bullets impact. His head lurches forward. The bubbles burst and then fully around his face.
We should probably go now.
He's gonna make a reaction now. Okay. Not only did I fumble with the dice, but he rolled a 3. So Sam, you're not even gonna have to roll for it. As that happens, he immediately goes for this. Oh wait, yeah, because you're right here. You both dodge it out of the way. As the second that happens, he immediately goes into defensive mode
And tries to swing.
spins around like a top, basically. You just see like this flaming Beyblade, basically.
Okay. But he misses?
He misses, and then he comes to a stop.
At that point, can I charge forward for an execute? He's now missing an arm, and
He's missing an arm. You've done a lot of damage. He's fully blinded. Sure.
I'm going with a straight heart stab. And if he's blinded, do I get advantage?
Yeah.
Like, fully glued up. Like,
He's not visible, or his face is not visible. Did you roll a fucking nat 20?
it was an 18, but with my bonus, it's
I
well
thought you
over
rolled
20.
a fucking nat 20. I was about to just
Well, you have
give
advantage.
up. Roll again.
So you
Roll again.
Yeah, if I got a nat 20,
Let's
that'd
see.
just be hilarious now.
No.
Okay, so
and that's
very
the
high?
first attack.
I'm just going back secure. I don't need to do it twice.
Cool, hold on. Fuck. Doesn't hit you with it. So
Oh.
as you go for the plunge, basically,
Oh, reactionary.
you see one of his like right foot pretty much tracks you. He goes into sort of a kneel to try to also do a thrusting attack at you, and where he probably intended to impale you, much like you were doing to him, he instead goes directly over your shoulder, probably burning a little bit of material there, but not too much, as you plunge the freezing lightsaber to the hilt through his chest, fully skewering him.
Oh, basically, after I impale, just stab him
that.
right through. So it went over my shoulder. That was very samurai,
Oh,
charging
yeah.
forward. You know,
Full on just against your shoulder as the blade was sideways, and
I'm so glad we got that on screen.
you see the sword come out through his back, and just the steam billowing out from the wound.
Okay.
after a
like
minute, I'll
these.
pull his sword. I'll pull my sword out.
You pull it out,
Does he fall?
drops to his knees, wobbles, drops his sword, reaches towards where he knows you are because you just fucking stabbed him.
I'll step back.
Back.
So was he a big deal guy?
Yeah,
Sam, you know this guy was the public figurehead of the Lunar Wraiths.
Lunar Wraith's figurehead. More public. Not one of the...
Ah, shit. Does that mean I'm in more trouble now?
More so than already?
Let's roll for the city.
Okay, drones?
I'd just like to say these rolls for the city I've been doing is like the stability of the colony. And because you just executed this guy who I was really hoping you wouldn't fight, I decided to roll with advantage for the city. Because these guys' leader just died. Which is good because I immediately rolled a nat 1 and then rolled very high after that. So you don't immediately get swarmed by a legion or anything like that. You're good.
Oh, I'll send the drones out to show images of before with him looking all cool and after with him looking all dead.
That's good. I'm looking all dead.
Looking all dead. I just like
Okay.
that quote.
That's an amazing
Okay,
phrase.
with a burner, with a banner on it. The Lunar Wraith leader has been defeated. It is recommended that all Lunar Wraith evacuate now.
I will say this guy was the public figurehead. He was not the leader.
Yeah, I don't know that shit.
Yeah, you don't know that.
I
will
don't care.
just. I will say this guy was basically just the face that they were using because the actual leader is the fucking moon.
God damn it, I decide what the news is.
Yeah.
Don't you know? I am big media now.
Yeah. So a thing goes out showing this dude fucking dead body, just fully. Let's see here. He's just riddled with cuts, hole in the chest, billowing steam, face covered in glue. Saying the leader is dead. Yeah. Immediately the drones disperse in like a star formation.
Well, I think the colony should be fine. We should make our way to the port, though, and get the hell off this rig.
I'm gonna go steal a trophy from him.
What do you want? I'm standing next to his body.
He's got a cool sword. I'm sure you probably want the sword as a trophy.
I don't have any neat desire.
What's the coolest looking thing on him?
I would have said his cape if it hadn't just been really desecrated, so definitely the sword. Which he dropped and then his hand fell right next to it.
Yeah, so I guess I'll take the sword as a trophy.
Cool. As you reach for the sword, make a dex save.
Six.
Hand grabs and just kind of holds. And then
That guy is so cool, man. I feel bad about killing him now.
Don't feel bad.
you grab the sword though.
Yeah.
He's not a good person.
Sam, you hear a click from his body.
I tell you to get back quick.
Run.
You guys book it, and as you can,
Run!
as you guys glance back, perfectly cinematic, a gust of wind blows back his coat, and you see just this giant fucking bandolier of grenades, and then immediately his body erupts in a pillar of flame.
I don't even look back. I'm just going
Yeah, we're
straight
both
forward.
running.
Real
I'm
badasses don't
doing
look at
the
explosions.
superhero.
Real badasses don't look at The drone gets in front of you as you guys are running away, and then the fucking villain erupts in a pillar of fire
As I'm holding his sword.
as you're holding his sword as a trophy. Hold on. People who watch this whenever it's broadcasted finally, will be cheering at their screens across human space because of how fucking glorious it was.
It was very 300. I killed, butchered, 4 people. It's like, fuck. But,
We didn't kill many, but we killed the important ones.
Oh, and we killed him effectively. Like a mech suit.
Yeah, so
So we get back, what's...
there's that guy dead. Been holding on to him since session 1.
Hey, if it meant anything, I didn't think that was gonna happen
Nah,
either.
dude, that was fucking sick.
That was
You
not
guys wrecked
expected.
shop, and I
didn't know
we
who he
did.
was.
I tried to give him every plus I could without making the fight unfair.
No, and the dice gods rolled the way they rolled, man.
They did not like me, so
And
They didn't like him.
I don't think I did a single point of damage to him.
no, you just fucked up all of his rolls.
Yeah.
Just fine, because Sam does fucking 30 damage with every hit.
That
As a
was
light,
crit.
We
as a
make
lightsaber should, I suppose.
After everything calms down, dude, we make a great pair.
At this point, you
I
guys,
nod.
as you guys get closer and closer to the docks, you notice an increasing military presence.
Yeah, because they have the military ships.
You can see pretty much like the entrance to the bay. You see like this big rectangular door, sort of like the capital ship in Revenge of the Sith, that is fully clamped down. But as the military guys who are basically just at the door gunning down, approaching Lunar Wraiths see you see one guy hollers to the back, and these giant doors start to open back up, and you're basically
I hold
funneled.
the sword up in triumph as I go through.
I'm sure the soldiers can see the drones flying by with the video.
So many soldiers cheer. Like
So
they
many
just
Lunar Wraith are demoralized.
they just stop fighting and cheer, and then they go back to fighting with a newfound vigor as they start actively pushing the Lunar Wraiths back at this point. And you see these just squadrons of blue soldiers just start pushing back the offensive.
See, man, it's all about morality, about the morale.
Do I remember any Lunar Wraith radio codes? I assume I memorized
Actually,
them.
yeah,
I was a spy for years, you know.
Canonically, based on some of the pre-session stuff we've gone over, you
Yeah.
have one on your communicator. You were just always using it in secret.
Can I get a data feed?
Sure.
I'll attach the data feed and send it on the Lunar Wraith thing, which is literally me stabbing him in the chest. And then just this on video on repeat. Oh, I know they'll see it. Wonder if they'll reply back.
You send it,
Yep.
5 seconds go by, your radio feed goes dead. They cut you off. It got out there, and they're like, oh wait, what the fuck did our sleeper agent send us? What the fuck?
Me stabbing him in the chest. Live viewing.
But they can't see it's you.
Oh, they know it's me.
Can I?
Yeah. Cool. That's why I left some for whoever wanted it.
So yeah, you guys get back to the docks, and you see a lot of like the dock hands, some people hiding amongst the ships. As you get there, you see, much like on Mars, Dara at the top of this big sort of square spiral staircase leading to the front door, with the cannon on the ready on the railing. That box of ammunition that got brought back to her open, like ready.
She's just ready to
ready
go.
to just
Love my
fucking
woman.
blast anyone who comes into smithereens. As you guys round the corner, her gun like trains you, and she's like, "Oh, thank God."
Hi, Dara. And I wave the sword.
Hey, wait a minute! I recognize that.
I got a new toy.
What the fuck did you two do?
It was a trip.
As the drone comes through and shows the video
Yeah, as
before,
like the drone.
after.
Is that the fucking figurehead guy?
Yep.
The Coalition's been trying to kill him for a decade, and you just kind of accidentally did it in an afternoon. Holy shit! Congrats.
Cool. Do we get a reward? Can I finally get weapons on my ship legally? Or real ones?
They're shooting railguns.
At this point, Dara slings the gun back over her shoulder, knowing that there is no threat posed. She's like, "Get in. We're getting out of here."
Hot extraction. Let's go. So we'll just run to the ship, get in.
I forget if your ship was still attached to the big one or not.
I never said we were detaching it for this
Yeah,
one.
no, it's-
Okay, so
still
all the
attached.
ships are joined together as one. You run onto the ship. You see the kind of filler members of the crew are just sort of in a tizzy, just getting ready. You see the if you go to the science place, you see the secretary is breathing into a brown paper bag. Just panicked. But not as panicked as before. She's getting kind of used to it.
I'll follow them right into his ship instead of going straight to mine. Like I
Yeah, so
usually
you head
do.
onto the bridge of the anchor.
Yep.
Everyone's just you know.
Griffin.
Yeah, you hear Griffin's voice over the intercom like, brace for hot exit, basically.
Yep.
And then there's a big. If this weren't just basically an RP mode, I'd make you make a dex save as the whole ship just lurches as the maglocks are disengaged.
Hot exit.
Walls.
Unlock. Go.
Anything.
Maybe half a second
Something you guys would be
difference.
able to see if you were looking up the windows is basically walls come down around the ship, and then the floor opens and you are spat out into space.
It's a drop down dock. So. Yep.
Whee!
Yeah. Whee!
Yeah.
Lightness for a few seconds. Shunk.
You guys actually do free float for a solid second as the artificial gravity flickers due to
That's because the
this.
ship's dropping.
So you guys all sort of float like an inch or two into the air, then whoosh, you're back on your feet.
Everyone did get back okay. Natasha's here.
Yep,
and-
next. That
The
was my next
secretary
question.
pukes into the bag.
I'm okay with that. I go and
You-
check
you
on
actually-
Natasha.
Ship, recall the drones. Quick.
I'm funneling them out through ventilation systems.
The drones are just escaping out of these holes all over the ship.
As the ship pulls around,
It's like fleet. There's like hole.
you
on
guys,
it.
you see in the light just coming out of, you see in the distance coming out of the sides of this colony, a little light, a little light, a little light, a little light. They're all purple, signifying that they're your drones. Kind of get closer. The ship reorients itself to be headed in their general direction, and as the anchor passes by them, it pretty much turns its belly up, so your ship is on top, sort of. And all the drones fly onto it and click into it. Which you guys are really none the wiser to, because artificial gravity is keeping you on the floor.
Yeah, we're still walking around.
And then it sort of completes that cool combat roll. There's a little bit of lurching. I'd imagine somebody's coffee probably goes flying.
The captain.
Wow,
Damn it.
that was eventful.
Yeah.
Can't we ever just have a... Are all space stations like this? I mean, every single space station we've been to has been some kind of major thing.
I kind of shrug and basically I'm like, space is unpredictable.
Ooh, I just realized you guys were supposed to get your military escort.
They're engaged.
Yeah, okay. I'll say
That,
that.
makes the most
I'll
sense.
say
They're sending
that-
dropships. I hope
yeah.
they're fighting. They
I'll
better
say
be.
that any
I'll get on the
forces
report.
that were supposed to be deployed alongside you guys on those 2 heavy-duty ships were extracted from those ships to help with the fighting. I'd say it's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys really want that military escort, you can get it at the next one.
I mean, honestly, right now they have a bigger military operation as a soldier, even though Lunar spy. I still get why they just empty the ships out for defense of the,
Yeah.
of the colony. I would have done the same thing.
So you guys get out into open space. As you do head out, you can see retreating lunar wraith drop vessels that probably like broke in through like a wall in some sort of subsector that was sealed off and got their way through, like pulling out basically, leaving, and then certain coalition crafts sort of swoop in and take them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of ships sort of like Joe's character ship.
Yeah, a lot of fighters.
A lot of fighters like that, just sort of, like these ships will come out and they'll get going and then immediately, choom choom, they'll get holes put through them and explode.
Yeah.
It's very much a losing battle for the lunar wraiths.
Yeah, their dropships are not high-tech as the military.
Get some video of it.
Yep,
I'll check on Darwood, Reynolds,
everyone's
Natasha.
doing good. You see Natasha is like, she's got just a stupid grin on her face. Like, oh my god,
This is like Star Wars.
that
somehow.
was so much action in so little time. That was amazing. Is this what life is like for you people?
Yeah.
Well, actually, now I have to let everybody know what happened if you want to help.
Oh, she like stops and regains her composure. Is like, oh, yes, how can I help?
Come on with me. We're going to start going through all the video of the protest, the killing of everybody, you know, the dead bodies, the killing of, you know, the entire thing that's happened, and put together a whole news broadcast about race raid, whatever the space station is.
Yeah.
Okay, with excerpts, and I'm just going to talk to her about the whole thing. I mean, it's so horrible what these people are doing. These people, as you saw, we went through, everyone was peaceful, getting along wonderfully. And then these assholes have to come in and start killing people for no reason because they wanted to make a message. And I'm going to play the whole thing that...
She is disgusted by the display of violence that the lunar wraiths put on. Like, full on, the color drain from her face. Like, oh my god.
Yep. And I'm videotaping her reaction to all this as we're doing it.
She sheds a single tear like Frodo.
Making sure you get a close-up of it. Like, now, would you be willing to talk about what you've seen here?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, because to be honest, I've been looking for a face to put towards our news broadcast here.
Sort of like that face of the lunar wraiths that you two killed.
Yeah, I guess he was their promo. I never knew who he was. I've never seen him before, so he
I
definitely wasn't doing very good at being the public face.
She sort of looks at some of the faces like, he looks kind of familiar, but I don't recognize him either. I've been on ice for half a century.
I've been out of ice for like a month.
Yeah.
So get her to do the commentary along with it. Have her be the television host.
I'll write
through-
like a speech between now and next session, and she'll have something.
Yeah, about how horrible the whole
Oh yeah.
situation is.
Yeah, she's probably a lot of like cheesy lines about getting along and coexistence and freedom is the right of all sentient beings and whatnot. We must fight for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Because no one really knows what America is, so can't really say that.
Oh, for the people.
Yeah, there's just a whole lot of like very cheesy lines she clearly got out of movies, saying like peace and whatnot.
The strength of a person's courage is not in how they run away from adversity, but in how they face it. And do not let adversity cause torment or pain for others, but rather how to stop the pain and torment of others.
Basically that. It's very emotional. It can be very easily edited to just be the most heart-wrenching fucking plea for peace ever.
Yep. And then once it's completed, I'll air it.
Yeah,
We're
it's
starting that now? Like, are we doing the Natasha hour? Like, we're not saying who she is yet, though, because
No.
that would give us more problems.
No.
We'd have
for
a lot
all
of
the
flack.
greater like humanity out in space will know this is just a member of this crew having a heartfelt speech about peace and whatnot.
Yeah. And, this is also my chance to give you a moment for your father, who should be able to pick up this transmission as well, to be able to see you. And he should recognize you, right?
I would hope so. It's been 40 years, but if he didn't, I'd be rather hurt.
I know, so would I. Could you imagine someone not remembering you after, by your recompense, it's been like, what, a couple days?
Yeah, it's 2 days.
Yeah. People don't understand that unless they've been frozen. How do they?
No, it's
You know,
definitely a unique experience.
I
mean,
went
you
I
didn't
went to
even-
sleep and I woke up couple hundred years later, in the middle of a salvage pile.
You literally woke up 520 years in the future. So yeah, I can't imagine what it was like for you.
Painful.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to. I bring you up at first. I'll be honest. I didn't want to thaw you out at first because I
appreciate
knew
that.
how bad it was to go through it. And I wanted to make sure we had medical
I
staff and
appreciate
everything
that.
else.
That's
But they
very
said that you were stable and there was no problem with it. And I'm so glad that you came through okay.
well, I'm glad I did too. This is a very interesting crew you got here.
I'm new.
Very interesting company you keep, I should say.
I agree. Entertaining.
Very much so. She's fully down to do whatever with that footage. Sam, I will say the captain calls for you.
Yep, I figured that was happening next. I'll go up and tell
You
the
head to the
captain.
bridge. You see Noah has Griffin has literally locked those like acceleration levers into place.
Yeah, another picture
And
of
is
drones.
and is just head on desk like, oh my god.
You did great, Griffin.
Thank you.
Go
Sorry,
ahead and talk
sorry,
to
the
Gilda.
gravity kind of fucked up my stomach.
I said go talk to Gilda.
Did you guys float when we made that exit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
It was a lot worse in here. We don't get a lot of power flow from the engine. You see the captain. You see like the captain is just sort of sitting there like this. Usually he's like holding a cup of coffee, and he looks at the side, and you just see
Go
the
off the
shattered remains of a cup. He's like, I feel fine. However, there were losses. As he longingly looks at his shattered cup of coffee.
I don't blame you, Captain. I tell him what happened.
Oh, I
Um,
heard and saw, and
Videos around.
sort of gives a glance back to Griffin, and he's like, "Good job.
Appreciate it.
That was very good work you did." And my thanks go out to Bob for capturing the entire thing on camera. I'm sure that will put certain people off our tails.
Hopefully. Alright, I am really hurt though.
You are really...
I
this-
take off
at
the
this
armor,
point-
put it back in the drone.
The moment you come
I
out at
just
this point, Dara grabs you, drags you onto his ship,
throws me in the
slams
back
you,
to tank.
pretty much throws you into the back to tank, slams the thing shut.
Oh, hi, man. Yeah, go for it. Enjoy. Whoa, yeah. Well, she's motivated. Okay.
She pretty much throws you in the back of the thing, slams the thing shut, and then just sort of sits down next to it.
I'm at 19 HP, so I'm just gonna like lay there and heal up.
Sam, I rolled for his damage when he hit you that one time, not realizing how much health you had left, and I had to remove another dice because it was that much.
Yeah, I believe it. I got beaten up, but I mean, epic video kills. Sounds like we're making a snuff film, but okay.
Basically are.
Yep.
So you guys are in open space once again.
I'll just stay in the back to tank for the next 6 to 8 hours until I feel better.
Yeah,
Then I'll just sleep while I'm there.
Hey, Dara.
She pokes her head up because it's in that sort of basement area.
You're a buff chick. What do you think of this sword?
The sword you stole from the guy?
Yeah. I'll never use it.
Grabs it.
So it's either going to go on a wall as a piece of something cool to look at, which isn't all that cool to look at, or could you make use of it?
Sort of gives it a spin. Yeah, this is more of a dexterity weapon, if we were speaking about this in video game stats.
Yeah.
This is more of a
Mobility.
flashier mobile weapon. Sort of
So it's
just,
not your style?
Sort of just elbows the cannon strapped around her shoulder. Not quite my thing. I'd probably kill someone by accident with it.
Can't you make a condensable cannon?
I mean, probably.
I mean, because most of the cannon is just the barrel, right?
Yeah, that and where it keeps all the gunpowder, basically.
So you basically have a backpack for ammo, and this giant grenade launcher with a giant barrel for a cannon.
Basically.
Why don't we shorten the barrel? Be easier to carry and around, and
Lose range.
do you really need that much range?
I mean, it's a heavy cannon. I'm not going to be shooting people in close quarters with it.
Okay.
And it's an arch weapon, so they do need the barrel for range.
Yeah.
Although it being collapsible sounds cool. Nothing to say the barrel couldn't, like, fold up.
You know, you should talk to your tech guy upstairs.
I think I will.
Try to make it, like, mobile.
It's a good idea. I think I'll run that by him. Sort of gestures to the back of the tube.
Oh, yeah, he'll be fine.
Keep an eye on him. I know he's fine. Just make sure he doesn't bleed out or anything.
Yeah, go up and turn up the serotonin dose.
Sam, you're feeling great. as you're pretty much just submerged in this like kind of gross, breathable liquid. You feel what would normally be a sort of uncomfortable sensation of like wounds being sealed and whatnot. All of a sudden, there's just this warm, fuzzy feeling.
Just floating around in the oxygenated jelly. Yep, so...
She heads back upstairs and...
Alright. So, dude, I know you can hear me in there.
Can I? That usually up my serotonin levels. I'm not sure I'm sober.
like this.
Uh,
I just wait till I wake up.
It's only going to take an hour for it to get him to a period where he's not bleeding out actively. So like an hour later, it ding like a microwave and it opens in.
You come like a microwave.
The lid opens and then it's sort of like a cryo pod. Some of it spills onto the ground.
It's part of
I assume one of the drones has probably been repurposed into like a Roomba or something.
Roomba. Just floats in the ground.
So something cleans it up.
Yep.
But you come out and all your wounds are sealed. You still hurt like hell.
Oh yeah, it hurt, but so I'll be at full HP by the next time we play. So.
Yeah. You can talk now.
So
You're coming down from the, I'm going to be frank, drugs that you were given while in the healing tank. So you are here for the conversation.
yeah.
so at this point, Natasha's gone back up.
Yeah, Natasha went back up,
Yeah,
just because she's living upstairs.
Yeah. So, I think this was the first stage towards the coup you were talking about, right?
You asking me in character?
Yeah.
That was your idea.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, well,
I think technically the captain suggested it first, and then you just
I
kind of
would buy
agreed that
that.
you were sure
I would buy it was the
that you
captain's
both had
idea
the idea.
first.
But is this, like, good, or am I in trouble, or...
You-
I don't know how things work here nowadays.
That's
so...
true. No, as far as I know, we dealt
sure
a
for-
blow to the Lunar Wraiths. We killed their figurehead. Their attack on Colony 25 failed.
Comrades, did I hear talk of coup?
Which one is that?
Dimitri pokes his head
Dimitri.
down.
Oh, hi,
Hello,
Dimitri.
hello. Me and Lugnut have been up here while you were downstairs doing healing.
I forgot about you. I'm sorry.
It is okay. GM kind of forgot about us too.
We probably shouldn't have been discussing this right next to you.
I mean, I have no problems with
It
Cook.
really is their house. Like, they live
Yeah.
there. We're in their backyard.
Sorry about not assisting during fight. I tried to get in suit and get out.
Oh, don't
but,
worry about
lots of people did not think that was a good idea.
No, and I've been working on an attachment for the ship where you can actually get into it and come off into like a robo suit for combat and stuff, but
Oh,
I
that
haven't
would be
kind of
sick.
gotten that down right.
That would be sick. And he's like, sorry for listening in. I will not tell anyone about ideas for coup. Carry on. And he closes the door.
Can't really blame them.
Actually, Dimitri, what are your feelings on politics?
Hatch opens back up. What kind of politics?
What's your feelings on the lunar race?
I think they are murderous cowards. Using long past conflict as excuse for a murder. I mean, I like violence as in like honorable fight and boxing and drunken street brawl. Not as in senseless killing like on Mars.
Can I use that?
Use what?
What you just said.
Da.
Fantastic.
Am I being recorded?
Always.
Yes, I should assume naturally.
I have a drone.
if one of these...
Only place on ship with a drone is bathroom. Should know that
Correct.
by now.
Correct. But, you know, if you want privacy, all you have to do is
That's fine.
ask for privacy and they'll
That's
give it to
fine.
you.
Use it is surprisingly profound thing for me to say, I must admit.
It was.
That was amazing.
That was a good
That's
quote.
why.
You
I wanted
hear
to quote
shouting
that.
from upstairs as long as it goes, A+ on vocabulary.
Yeah, that was fantastic, man. You know, that's going to become like a PSA, public service announcement.
That's good.
Okay. So now, what are your feelings on the lunar colony?
As violent as lunar wraiths are, Moon is relatively... I'm losing the accent.
That's an awesome roll.
Moon is relatively calm. Sector Commander is old and complacent in old ways. Why are you considering coup, I may ask? Because he finally comes down into sort of a little basement area. I mean, I don't care for men, but
I'm just trying to get a feel for how the political nature of stuff is here nowadays, and the military will give me one view on it, but you're not military, so I can get another view from you. You know, from an actual person.
take it or leave it.
All right. So what do you feel? What are your feelings about the Earth and how it's run?
Earth are pretentious, rich assholes, for the most part.
So nothing's changed. Okay.
No, not really.
All right.
Earth are rich, pretentious assholes. Moon is calm but annoying. Mars used to be fun, and then Capital got glassed, and I imagine that not much fun will be happening there for a while.
All right. Have you ever heard of an Odin Carthen?
Nah,
Yeah.
he inquired about buying suit after first match. He said that he knew... What was the phrase I used to describe you earlier?
Eclectic.
No, the like
Collector?
he knows when he sees a rise. Oh, he said that he knew when he saw a rising star and wished to purchase suit after first win. Did not sell for clear reason. Nice man though.
Yeah. He gave me something right before all this happened.
What did he give?
Coordinates.
Two?
Lost Media. A vault of it.
Oh, comrade, that sounds very good for you.
Yeah. Disney.
This. Oh, Rat Cult.
Yes.
Yes. Ah. No, I pay attention. Rat Cult.
So, I should be upfront and honest with you because you're with us now, and
Should I call boss for this?
yeah.
Sort of clunks down. I was just kind of waiting to join the conversation, honestly.
Yeah, I figured you were listening, man.
I have very good hearing.
So, guys, I kind of got involved in something really political here and really dangerous, as you guys are probably seeing. And I'm so sorry. That's really not fair to either of you to put you guys into that danger when I was going to give you a safe route, and I'm obviously not doing that. So, I want to first and foremost apologize for not following through correctly with my section of your contract.
You see, Lugnut, as much as his metal jaw will allow, has a pretty earnest smile across his face. He's like, while it's true that our voyage has not been safe thus far, despite one screw-up back when Boris was kidnapped, that was pretty much the only one, you've done an amiable job of transporting us thus far.
I tried.
You've tried. And God knows the Void has tried against you, so...
The Void has kept its eye on me
Yes.
and does not seem to avert its gaze.
There's no bad blood from us. You've brought us financially and publicly a boon that we never could have dreamed of. So, consider it water under the bridge.
I'm glad to help, man, in every which way possible. But
Darn, life with you is interesting.
we're going towards much more dangerous stuff.
What kind of danger?
I
I heard the word coup. Is that like in a literal sense?
Ship, make sure that nothing can be heard outside of this area right now.
Hold on. You hear like a sealing noise. Alright, door is sealed. Clang, clang, clang. Jenkins wants to get in. Hold on. And you just sort of hear from upstairs, "Fuck off!" as the ship shouts at Jenkins. Ah! Runs away.
probably calls you.
I'll wait for the message.
Minute passes. Another minute passes. Ding! Get like basically a text from him is like, sir, I was trying to bring you some Hypomed stims, but the door shut and then it yelled at me.
It's fine. We're just going reviewing videos.
Okay.
I tell him I'm all
I
set
kind of
now.
dropped the Hypomeds by the door, so you just grab them when you come back.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Jenkins. You go ahead and rest up.
And the guy's like, alright, no one should be able to hear us outside of the people in this room.
Okay. So, if I'm going to be honest with you, but in exchange, this goes no further. And then at the end, you have a choice of either joining us for the ride, and if so, I would love to make use of you. Okay, which will, I can almost guarantee, triple your current popularity, at least, if not make you an galaxy hero.
I like Hero. That is a good idea.
So, and then I'm going to start spilling it all out to him. You know,
Fucking Dimitri's jaw drops. Like, okay, Moon is annoying, but I know think that the fucking Lunar Wraith leader is Jesus.
I know, right?
That is fucking J.J. Abrams twist.
You've been watching.
I have. He's good.
It is good.
Well, he's shoddy at best, but it's good that I have been watching.
J.J. Abrams used to be known for his explosions and more than his storyline.
Star Trek movie good.
Oh yeah.
But that
I want a phaser.
That is very developed. And Lugnut's sort of like you can tell he sort of zones out every now and then, as you can probably tell the machinery in him is
Catching up.
Is catching up and just hyper processing stuff wicked fast.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, I suppose you wish to recruit us for this.
You're a public personality.
He sort of taps Dimitri. Dimitri's a public personality. I'm merely a manager.
Okay? And you're a fantastic manager.
Oh, thank you.
Okay? Your abilities to get into the information as to what's going on and set up events and so forth, and with your networking, would be a huge boon. Especially when we get people on our side. And Dimitri's flamboyant shows are exactly what we need to get people on our side. Because only by uniting the people are we going to be able to get this to work.
True.
Alright. So, I mean, if you could, like during your fights and stuff, protest about how, you know, we fight here so that you do not have to fight out there.
I have an idea for that. Dimitri, gather, and he sort of lists off a few supplies, and some black paint. I have an idea. He's like, yes, boss. Dimitri turns to you, and he's like, supposing it is okay with boss, I am absolutely fine with crew.
So, partners, we in?
Partners. And Black Man like, shakes your hand.
Knock on the back to tank. That all good with you?
You're out by this point. You've just sort of been sitting on the back of the tank like I am. I just sort of swaying. Like, oh god, I still feel like hell.
No, you're feeling happy though.
Yeah, I'm happy, but I'm still in pain. I just give a thumbs up.
You're coming down off of the drugs and whatnot, but Lemmon's like, yes, if quite literally a supervillain is in charge of the entirety of the moon, then not much good can be coming to the galaxy in its future. And overthrowing a tyrant would certainly help Red Comet's public image.
Awesome.
He sort of heads over to where Dimitri is. You're in the... I think we've established the bacta pod is in the downstairs section. So he goes over, pulls one of the shoulder pads basically off of Red Comet. He's like, alright, we're going to put this and that on here, and some insignias, and means. He's explaining all the technical, like, oh, this will represent something, and da-da-da. Dimitri's like, thus, so what am I adding on? He's like, oh, you're just... They go into their own zone, basically, as they start modifying the robot, and Lemon says, I will keep in mind what you said about protesting conflict and whatnot, but I also have a more direct idea for any sort of pass the suit. This.
Excellent. I look forward to hearing it and seeing it.
And they get to work like immediately.
So, boss, I'm sorry I kind of went against any secrecy on that, but and let these civilians know what's going on.
This is Red Comet.
I trust them.
I don't think he's going to betray us or anything.
And it's better to have them in the know than not. So, yeah. Now what?
Complete the mission, get to Earth. Probably going to get, at some point, going to have some type of trouble out near the moon.
Which mission?
The one that we were contracted for, the one that we're still doing, just getting this ship to Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I will say, the Anchor's original mission is just...
I know.
to deliver supplies that no one's ever really dug into. Which
You've been
just,
making really good time.
Yeah,
no, we're doing that.
The Anchor's mission is to get to Earth and deliver these supplies.
My character looks at you, he's like, I've told you about it like 3 times, I just know you're not paying attention to it.
I will say, though, as far as you've been told in regards to this adventure's charter, you will be stopping at the moon for probably a week once you reach it. Just for final reparations. They also need to start getting the ship ready for a return trip.
Yeah, so refuel.
So you guys will have about, we'll call it 7 days even, once you hit the moon to initiate this whole plan. And until then, you've probably got a month.
What's our next pull-up, by the way? We
Your
were
next-
at 25.
Your next stop is 21. It's not even going to be 12 hours. It's a very quick...
So just a quick stop out.
Yeah, it's a very quick stop.
So, yeah, we need to come up with a plan. We only have a month before we get there,
Give or take.
and then a week to complete a coup. Roughly.
That's about right.
And we're going right into enemy territory.
Also true.
Well, fuck.
Well, we dealt a bad, tough blow to the Lunar Wraiths today, so we'll worry about tomorrow if it happens and then handle it from there.
Yeah, we seem to be dealing a lot of bad blows to them.
Well, the problems to the government and other people, as we saw recently.
Yeah?
So, as is described in the old media, they're the bad guys.
Are there any Solar Coalition people that are like a spokesperson for, you know, any of the positivity they're doing? Because I want to make sure we have all sides represented. You know, obviously we're not going to get a Wraith person to come and talk with us.
Make a history roll to try to think of someone.
As I kind of look at you with
18.
that kind of...
Alright, so what are you looking for?
Just a spokesperson from the Solar Coalition. You know, someone that
Like
would...
a high-ranking official?
Like they would
Is
do
this
their
someone I
PR.
can recommend at 18?
Yes. I'd say a couple ideas come to mind of like high-ranking commanders. Getting one of Earth's section commanders, who are as with the moon basically different presidents / rulers of different sections.
Yeah.
Basically,
We need one from
government official. If you were to get a Earth's sector commander, you guys would be pretty set in terms of like
Good publicity.
getting good publicity out there. If you got a high-ranking admiral, you guys would be probably set, but you might.
Not everyone
still-
likes the military.
You might still see pushback from those sort of like interplanetary colonies. If you wanted to go on the captain's word, that'd probably work really well for like, like local people you've interacted with and whatnot like that.
Yeah, I'm looking to get the coalition support. I know we have it because we're on this mission, but if I can get support for like all the media we've done so far for the Lunar Wraith attacks, and I've been doing my best to make the coalition look as best as possible. All of the way that I've highlighted them makes them look like they're doing a 10 times better job than they actually have been.
I'd say on your 18 history, Sam, given the importance of the Anchor's initial mission,
Yeah.
given the success with which the What the Fuck channel has brought with it, given the copious blows you guys have done to the Lunar Wraiths, if you asked the captain to make a call to meet with a representative commander from Earth, you might be able to get a meeting, and you might be able to do some talks then.
Alright, so yeah, I suggest that we use the captain to reach out to any admirals or Earth sector leaders to try to figure out that. So I'll get dressed, cleaned up in my normal space outfit.
I imagine
don't
all
need
the
Wraith
fabrication
outfit.
tools have repaired whatever outfit might
Yeah,
have been,
I'm not worried about it.
might have been damaged.
Load it back in the drone.
And you have evidence about the lunar president and all that stuff you said, right? Between you and the captain?
Evidence is a little strong. We know who he is. He tried to kill
You
his
have
daughter.
nothing on paper, theoretically, other than...
What we know.
You have ties to the Lunar Wraiths through transmissions you could show, but all those really show is that someone on the ship was in contact with them.
Yeah, it's designed not
Not
to
specific.
come back to me.
Although as you guys are sort of doing this brainstorming session, I will say that with his daughter in your care, you do have a pretty direct line to the Lunar Sector Commander. If you were to levy her as basically like a, hey, let's meet. When you guys got to the moon,
Best to do that through the captain, though, right?
you need to do that from the captain,
Yeah.
and you'd want to do it probably when you got to Earth.
Yeah, not before.
Yeah.
So that could maybe be like part of the plan.
That's
but
our foot in the door.
It's
Yeah.
a foot in the door.
Yeah, but
It means that you'd be able to you'd probably be able to reach him directly instead of having to like siege a facility, probably.
yeah, but what we need is evidence against them. Because if we're gonna do this coup thing,
Yeah.
okay, and this is just the way I see it. If someone sees it differently, please interrupt me and tell me differently. But if we're gonna get this to work, we need proof that this guy is not only the lunar president but also the leader of the race. If we have proof of that and we can let that get out at the right time, then that's going to turn his daughter against him, turn the people against him, get Earth to turn against him, if we can get these contacts correct. But if we have nothing that shows the fact that he's part of the lunar race, we're boned. Now, I do have a secondary organization going to check out the old ship to see if they can get any of the memory logs from that. And if so, that could be some hefty publicity stuff right there. But we need something else here to prove that the president's not who he says he is. Because if we don't have the backing of the people or the backing of Earth, we're just walking into a situation where we have an entire planetoid against us.
A thing I'll also mention is that
I'm crazy, but I'm not suicidal.
a thing I will also mention is Natasha still has not remembered what that key thing that sent her on her escape from the moon is. Being who she is, if she were to remember, you could probably levy that as pretty hard-hitting evidence.
Most definitely, but I
We
don't
don't
want to
remember
push her.
Yeah. She still isn't even aware of this plan, and she's one of the biggest keys to it.
So, why don't we schedule the meeting with the guy through the captain when we get to Earth? And for the time being,
When you get to Earth,
is that when we're scheduling it?
Well, we'd want to make sure we have alliances with Earth Coalition and stuff before we get there.
Well, right now, I mean, we're on a SCS coalition ship on a mission, so we can't get more military at the moment. As far as it goes with once we get there, why don't we just reach out to the captain, see if he can get us any actual evidence to support what we both know? Because at the moment, I don't think I can do anything.
Message up to the captain. Captain, you want to come down here and talk to us for a little bit?
Oh, I haven't even been downstairs yet all the time you've been
You've
here.
never been down here? Oh my god, you got to come down, man.
You hear over the intercom, Griffin, I will be taking a momentary leave. He's like, I will be down shortly. Sort of stands up. Congo's dead. Like,
Okay.
5 minutes later, he comes down.
Alright, so we'll just leave it here.
Yeah, you can leave it here. We'll pick this up next time. I didn't realize how late it is. We have been carrying on a while.
Yeah, it's been like 2 hours, 40 minutes, and Sam seems like he's a bit done.
Yeah.
Alright, well then, thank you for coming, and we'll be stopping the stream, and I hope you all have a great night.
Bye.